favor of FUT. And to be honest, the way this veto sort of sets up, I think it should go through.
Yeah, I mean, certainly feels that way. I still do feel quite confident around FUT, to be honest with you. I think that they look like a very, very strong team. In most of the matchups, they are really looking to push things to the higher level, you know, the bigger teams and whatnot. But you have to be careful. Games like paiN, they're a small test, you know, in terms of team you should be beating, but can certainly beat you if you take your eye off the ball, if you don't play that S-tier game. So it's a pretty important matchup here in a lot of different ways, you know, secures you through to playoffs as well. As early as possible would be very, very nice. We are straight into the action though, and I think it's going to be a lot of this, folks. Quick move in, not afraid to take the fight. It is that CT side just about coming away with the advantage, but not necessarily all said and done just yet. Those Glocks trying but failing to bring things back. The bomb, however, has made its way down. Pause for breath, and Big Uzera left in the 1 versus 3.
Oh, it doesn't close the door as well. Shadow spotted, but so's his shoulder. So it's not an angle that really ever works, and it won't here. Get a bomb plant, you'll take that. Despite the pistol not starting, I do think paiN can take a map in this series. I think they've looked really good. Even, you know, from the initial kind of standpoint from them, I think this is a side that they went through big roster changes, and, you know, they've obviously chopped and changed a lot of players over the years. We've only really Big Uzera remaining for such a long time within this roster. But this new look team, I like a lot. I think VSM and paiN are really good injections of firepower in towards this team. They look super cool. It's just whether we can get, you know, Safe playing to the level that we want out of him. He doesn't always shine, but when he does, I feel like he can really look quite important. And because Symmetry has his moments of not really being on form or struggling, bits of inconsistency, that might be a pain point in towards this Nuke. But at range, he can have that advantage. We'll have to see, but a good start for FUT nonetheless, and the odds are favouring this side pretty massively as well, to be honest.
Yeah, very much so. A few smokes out here. It's obviously an idea for paiN to maybe go for something a little bit later. Not sure what that will be, though. And they are really winding the clock down at the moment. Very far back. Hoping that no aggression comes their way, but yeah, this is slow, to say the least.
Yeah. And they haven't even gone for the force off the back of that, you know, bomb plant, which is so common, because they're going to try and shore up this first gun round. It's an interesting call. I think a lot of teams just, maybe like subconsciously just buy in towards the second round of a bomb plant. I can respect this. Again, if they get another bomb plant here, that'd be nice. Does feel a little bit unlikely with the firepower they're bringing it to the table. Any sort of consolation kill they get would be nice. It feels unlikely. paiN's got a deagle. I've seen him have some nice moments with it, but salvaging this round feels very unlikely. Ready for the first. He doesn't quite find the second, but second time of asking, he will, and he drops that deagle, which Big Uzera will scoop up.
Yeah, looks good while doing so. The wall of smoke's not really achieved all too much here. 25 seconds left. Can they get a little sneak out on towards A? That's what they're looking for. Maybe a vent dive with the bomb. Doesn't matter though, just mowed down. And indeed,
easy.
The inevitable, not even really all that much damage. So it's rounds like that as well where I think FUT are really doing well and learning from the higher level teams that it's like all the small bits in between that connect your bigger rounds also have to look good. Can't be totally messy. So we saw them yesterday as well. Great timeout, staying in the right headspace at the right time. 11-11, you know, scorelines like this, they're still able to bounce back. I think they just lost to like a force buy to bring it to 11-11, and yet they still managed to close things out. So they're a really great team in terms of the mentality.
A rare Krieg here. When was the last time we saw an SG at the competitive level? It honestly feels like a good couple of years for me. Since maybe even kind of back in its meta, that was the last time I saw it. The second he got nerfed, it's really never had its time in the pro scene. The AUG still gets picked up here and there. I still think it's actually pretty viable, especially on scope. The AUG's pretty good. That spray control's so easy and does quite a bit of damage. But yeah, the Krieg, very rare, and then you get to see it. So
yeah,
what's VSM cooking with this then?
Well, I mean, you use it like the same sort of logic as the AWP, you know, like a bit of a scope and try and land clean headshots, but God forbid you have to go into a bomb site with it. I just think it's going to be awful. Rennie spots out the boost. Will just about make it away. Dishes out a bit more damage as well. So started very well here for FUT. paiN are really just winding the clock down in these early rounds, like regardless of what kind of weaponry they have.
Yeah.
And FUT are going to be so good at abusing the timings. Another fine for Krebeni. Still got Snow being low. Only 30 seconds left, so questionable stuff here, as paiN have not left themselves a lot of room, a lot of time. Lonks at the back then. Go overlooked. I mean, it's absolutely perfect, isn't it? They had half an eye on him. Unfortunately, that's not enough. You need both. And he will take out 2. He will secure the round with only 15 seconds left. Biguzera has no chance. And maybe a soft save for him, but even that will be a challenge. Spammed in the back. Starting very, very well here for FUT.
Yeah, and they're trading so positively. That's the real big thing for us. That's so nicely done. They're making sure that every sort of, little moment of trying to take a bit of space or trying to get a bit of control, they're making sure that they always come out with one before they're dropping, but it's such a good information gather. Even that move, this sort of double setup with Lonks and Krebeni, yeah, does brilliant work. Jugs from the heavens too.
Insane, guys.
FUT getting loud. We know how important that was for them in that recovery against NRG on Ancient.
It's only the first gun round though, mate. Like, calm down,
No, but this, I'm against that.
Yeah,
I'm saying I want you as loud as possible. When FUT go quiet, that's when they don't play well.
Yeah, just keep that same energy up the whole game.
Yeah, when FUT go quiet, that's when they don't play well. They do their best work when they're loud and proud. But also on the flip side, paiN are a loud team. Snow is one of the loudest players that we have in the entire scene. Getting loud gets in his head. He's young. He's still vulnerable to being kind of mentally broken. I think for me, I want to see FUT get louder than usual here in this game, if that's even physically possible. Because I know it's something that paiN like to throw in. I mean, we saw yesterday, I actually thought Jugs was going to pop a blood vessel with how loud. He was so red, he looked sunburned. So if it's possible, though, I want to see them really get vocal, because it gets in the head of paiN. It's one of the ways you can kind of mentally break this team.
Yeah, it's just kind of being better at what they do.
Yeah. Beat them in their own game. Yeah. It's something that paiN have used for a long time when they've been kind of climbing the ranks a little bit, is that they can tilt teams with their vocality, let's say. Pariah, nice find, though.
Yeah, 2 nice finds, VSM and him finding one. Jugs is on a flank of sorts.
Like a demon, though.
The kill up top. I mean, they're focused on B is the problem, and indeed it has pivoted with bits of hell control.
They're so low.
Definitely can't do this. A lot of it going to be on demon, though. Yeah, Jugs is also pretty low. There's no immediate kit. Maybe one to recover. That's kind of an oversight. They have loads and loads of money. Unfortunately, it's unconfirmed damage, so indeed they will be saving. I just have to comment that Biguzera view model of the P250 is a sight to behold.
Yeah, it's him and TMB also has that, like...
Look at that. That is disgusting.
I don't know why. Well, so I remember, I feel like somebody asked him, and I swear it was him, or maybe it was something like TMB, but they said that one of the reasons they like it is they don't like when the gun blocks. Sometimes it's rare, but your gun will block a person, like the right-hand side of your screen or left-hand side, depending on how you have the view model. So if it's down the middle, no one ever really is going to go like under the radar there and kind of like slip that net. But really, really important round. This kill by Pariah, if anything, it's so important, not only just for keeping the numbers in favor of paiN, but it just draws them down towards that B side. Jugs doubles back. At the same time, they take the A space, and that allows paiN their first round on the board. And they're going to immediately cause a timeout off the back of their first bit of success. Now what do they do with it? VSM back into his trusty Krieg.
We are, again, only 2 kits. I mean, FUT really playing a bit lower on those kits than I would like.
I guess one towards each site.
Yeah, but, what happened last round? You end up with players that don't have kits. You're getting picked off all over the place. I think if they had a kit, maybe would have gone for it. And then they've got low HP players. It could have been a successful attempt at the unlikely retake. So maybe just one more if I am to be pedantic. But like,
fair enough.
Maybe they are as well just viewing that they've got to win these rounds early and not quite fancying the retakes against this team, which would indeed make sense. There's a lot of early aggression at times, or rather early into the bomb sites. It's all very pack mentality. They take a while to get to the sites, but when they do, it's quite heavy contact play. Nice find from Cemetery. Up on the boost there, worth noting. So a little bit of a different angle to deal with than usual, and it does work nicely.
Yeah, still yet to see that Krieg really in action for VSM. Nice open break on the smoke, won't do anything, but a replenish of those cross smokes for paiN. A lot of util down here. How does Snow want to play about this? He looks like he wants to just hug the edge of it, so Nobody in towards heaven can spot him, but it's Demon's position, which surely becomes so strong here. Will Snow clear this close corner? Yes, but he'll still lose his head. krebeni, nice find from him. He's having a lot of efficiency towards outside. Things are working well for him as they look for a late move towards that top site.
Setup looks good though, doesn't it? Right,
Yeah.
The player on top of the hook gets one and tries to survive. Very simple mission. Not quite able to net the kill, but he slows them down in a big way. Lovely little nade there, but not going to have too much of an effect. The fire comes in. I think he still would have been able to stay up. Either way, 35 seconds or so to get this bomb planted. Demon in from behind. Might not catch them on the timing, but he will start to confirm that it's more of a B hit. Nice little flash. Cemetery forced away.
Look at this flank. The timing on this is excellent by Demon.
Yeah.
He can't deny the plant. Maybe krebeni, if he can try and slow them down a little bit, might have something to work with. But they go quite pacey here, paiN. But they have to. 15 seconds. They've got to get this C4 down. It's easier said than done. Cemetery also in that backline. A double doors player that can't deny. A tag on both Demon and Jugs at the same exact time. As the AWP goes looking and Safe misses his opportunity. Demon, Longs combine well, leaves it all on the big man. Big Azera needs something miraculous. We need something special from Big Azera. And a 1 versus 4 to 1 versus 1. He's got a chance and he's going to nail it. Big Azera leading by example. And that is a round and a half by him. They needed something miraculous. And, well, the CS gods looked down upon him favorably.
Yeah, you know, there's a big moment. I had it in my mind. I thought, okay, I'm going to get to drop this because, you know, unfortunately they'll win the round out. Demon gives up his timing, right? And tries to play to wait for his teammate. I think he maybe does just have to go, especially as they start to pick up the pace. He could have really swung out, disrupted them. That is crazy. And too much respect in places. Absolutely crazy. No, I mean, that's fair. That is a great round. That is a real highlight moment.
That's a, like, you know, once a tournament type clutch.
Yeah,
like, the fact that he's able to isolate those 4 fights in a post plant, and he's stuck as well. Like, there's no way he can go. He can't at least, you know, when we see sometimes like 1v3s and 1v4s converted, you get a kill, you fall to a new angle, you play around different positions. He is stuck there.
Yeah.
Backside, nothing he can do. Big Azera. God, that is such a good round to find. And, you know, for paiN, as we were talking about, this is an incredibly momentum-heavy side. That can make a real big difference. How do FUT respond? They've got to respond, right? I mean, there's a real worry that if you come into round number 6 and lose this, mentally, it could be a mini boom. We know they're a pretty emotional side as well. You know, it's
high
the
highs, low lows.
Exactly, it's the blessing and the curse. Both of these sides are prone to it as well, right? It's the blessing and the curse. When things are going well, getting hyped, you're loving life. When things are going bad, they can get a little tilted.
It's true. And paiN, letting them stew in it, as they so often do, with, you know, the timeout coming in after the fact, and now a very slow round. Maybe expecting some kind of a response from FUT, but not really coming. Pretty simple stuff here for FUT.
I love the like real slow call from paiN. And obviously they've been doing it quite a lot, but there's probably like a natural thing of like, we just want a crazy round and really hyped up to like immediately go into fight. And so like, you know, we're unstoppable now, but they really slow it down and they make FUT uncomfortable.
Ooh, Jugs. Not a bad spot for him, but the door player will take him down the MP5. It's a bit too much work, unfortunately. And they are falling like flies here. Demon in a good spot to maybe deny. Snow covers his man. And paiN, as you would expect, have woken up thanks to that clutch. krebeni 1 versus 4, and I think it's more like a krebeni save here.
Yeah. Good news is, that's the 3rd time we've seen the MP5 after the last couple of days. We've not seen a kill. We finally got one.
True. He was half HP and it still took, you know,
a year and
5 working days, yeah, to get the kill. I think put it in the bin, guys, honestly.
I don't think it's that good.
MP7 there, so much better.
Yeah.
But he still probably only would have gotten 1 and been traded, so...
Same result. Oh, Safe. This now actually is a little bit interesting. He's alone here, so...
Oh, no.
He's gonna win. Oh, krebeni, you know, it is a little bit if you don't laugh, you'll cry type vibe. I think you just got to sort of chuckle it off, but would have liked to have had something saved.
No, it is true. It's early enough here.
Dry.
I think they can still be in good spirits.
Yeah.
Not quite getting away from them. Tough clutch, tough bounce back. Got that. ripple effect, you know, the reverberation of winning the clutch.
Yeah.
Your morale's a little bit knocked. You may be doubting yourself slightly. On the FUT side, paiN, meanwhile, top of the world stuff. But we shall see.
It's
Eagles
early
out.
doors, but this series is delivering the way we would have
No,
hoped.
exactly, yeah. Just like immediately from the pistol.
Yeah.
They were like 10 seconds in, already in mini
Like, yeah,
clearing
deep yard,
yard.
yeah,
you know, yeah. Crazy stuff.
The big difference, I think, between these two sides, they're both quite puggy, but generally Big as Zero is a much slower game. When we see FUT going towards that T side, they're going to come with some serious pace. And that is a nice shot from Longs to open up proceedings. He's looking for a second, but just can't quite find the head of VSM, who is thankfully kind of pulled away from the Krieg. Let's go with the AK, the more meta weapon.
Oh! Tag landing, that would have been the kill as well. Symmetry
Unconfirmed though, right?
immediately moves out of there. It is indeed. Little bits of damage done, but somehow a lot of these FUT players managing to survive.
Hang on, look at this.
In the lobby. I don't know that they'll be able to do too much with it, but it's info. It's info. It's also mistimed info.
Going up.
For Benny. No, man!
One's made it on T-roof though.
Yeah, but what's he going to do? They're going to be out on A.
Come down the ladder. Come back down. Come back down.
I don't know.
Oh, or maybe
It's a
not.
tough one.
They're going B.
Yeah, I think they've done well here, just really keeping it confusing. They will get that bomb plant. That's kind of the big thing when you're playing against these pistols. Once you get the bomb planted, it's pretty much over. Because they have no way of breaking back into the site. And so, one kill comes in. They miss a few opportunities. They indeed start to respect the Deagles and not just over-peaking them, giving them more and more fights. And so, they will now take the lead. 4 rounds already on your T side. Feels pretty good.
It's true.
Especially with FUT performing well in the early stages. You know, it's difficult for FUT. They've lost to kind of an unlikely round and then a crazy clutch. Like, it's not the best in terms of the stability, and you may be starting to see why this map comes through as that clear choice for paiN.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that paiN are already on 4 after the first 7 played it is pretty good. We will always say it. 5 rounds feels like a nice T side on Nuke, and this feels very plausible now, doesn't it, really? Going ahead of the smoke, though. Unnecessary from Snow. He will fall, but thankfully paiN at the same time finds Long, so it keeps the numbers level. It's just a bit unnecessary, because they just died in the previous round doing the same thing to the Deagle. They don't learn that lesson. The secret position has to be expected.
Yeah.
Demon's done this already like twice, and he does this a lot. They should know that this is a tendency of his.
Silent down there. Indeed, putting the secret in secret. But
Good
immediately
holes.
dealt with.
Both of them locked
Not
in
quite
as well.
as mysterious as Demon might expect. So paiN looking really good. I think FUT are quickly going to be woken up into this map at the very least, if not the series, if things continue to be this one-sided. Big Zero will go down. Bear Chunk taken out. Symmetry down below. Got to find good timing here. Oh my goodness. It is so awkward for him on that AWP, unfortunately.
Great plant position, isn't it? Like
Super safe.
To get him off that angle, he has to expose himself to the rest of the site.
But I think if he has like an M4 there, he can move a bit quicker,
Yeah.
he can swing in, check his angles. It's not the case. So going to be a save out from the remaining 2. And paiN move up to 5, and they move there swiftly. I feel like we got into this game about 10 minutes ago, probably a bit longer than that. But, you know, it certainly the past few rounds have gone very, very fast once paiN have figured it out. Their early rounds, incredibly slow. And guess what? They didn't work when they just throw everything into this. It seems to be going very well, not just reasonably well, very well. 1 Kevlar. Now watch this. He's going to replace that, isn't he? He's going to notice.
Hope so.
Because we were talking about this earlier, I didn't mention it at the time.
yeah.
Yeah, but he got 1 tapped on 100 HP because he had like 2 Kevlar.
Yeah.
Even though he had the head armor, surely
And
it's
1
like...
tap with an M4 for...
Yeah, sorry.
For clarification.
Yeah. So, you know, with the low Kevlar, surely it's like the head armor that goes first. I don't know, mate. I was always told under 60 you should probably replace it.
Told, yeah.
I think genuinely under 30 and it just stops like being effective.
Yeah, it's not a thing. Yeah.
But yeah, under 60, if you've got the money, you should probably get that replaced.
Yes, agreed. What's the call now for FUT to have lost control? It's 5 on the bounce for paiN. This side are looking really good. Yeah, replace that armor. We love to see it.
Not that hard.
Yeah.
As it would seem.
Not that hard. A worthwhile reinvestment. BSM, third attempt with this Krieg. I'm still yet to see him get a kill with it.
Yep. He's forcing it. He's forcing it. He's like, listen, Bigazera, man, you like the MP7. Well, I like the Krieg. It's in my contract, you know, or something. He's made a real case about this. Yeah, a lot of early damage done by nades there. BSM going to get tagged up slightly as well. So it's going to be decent for FUT. And it's the anti-use case for the Krieg. And yeah, he's still finding efficiency with it. In the right hands, it's a deadly weapon. It's going to be paiN here to clutch up against 4. As that bomb goes down, he probably thinks about the save. And that is a shame. It started really well for FUT. Wait a minute.
Hang on, though. That's an early overfight by DSM. He might give paiN an opportunity, but also at the same time, there's also an AWP there if he really wants to just save that.
Yeah, this could be dangerous. Moving in slowly. Will he cross out the hut? He is going to do so. And indeed, does not check above him. We knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
Trying to build up some confidence, feeling a little shaky in this one. paiN have kind of got their number, to be honest. We are now looking at 6 in a row from this squad. So pretty effective stuff, it's safe to say. And FUT stuck 4 ideas. They pick up the pistol, do well early, but it just does not keep happening. You know, missing that consistency.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Good news is, lost bonus. You just keep buying back in, really, on this CT side. What have they got for us? Safe on the angle. How does he win that fight? It felt like Semici had the drop, but Safe will come out on top. So another opener going the way of paiN, something that they've been finding a fair decent amount. And even when FUT find them, they get instantly sort of traded. That keeps the advantage from really falling in place for the CT side. Even a wield the AWP now. An outside smoke. There's the second. I was waiting for it. And they don't go early. Not that it makes a difference, no one's holding that angle, but it's nice to see that they have finally learned that lesson. It's cost them twice a couple of rounds ago. What's the idea? paiN, you find your advantage, you find your opening, you just freeze. It's something this Brazilian side, and Bigazera in particular, likes to call. Just try and draw out as much of that CT utility as possible. Nice flash, Demon. It's that lineup.
Yeah. Oh, the smoke. I mean, is that a lineup? An interesting
That's
smoke.
great, actually.
It's good for that position, and it is, you know, allowing them the room to get out. They sort of know what's up. Really, really instinctive stuff from paiN at the moment here on Nuke, and it's just working brilliantly. 5 versus 3, that's going to be a save. paiN move up to 7 in a row now, and FUT totally blindsided by this squad. And it might make sense, you know, paiN play a certain style, as we said, super aggressive. But that smoke sums it up brilliantly. That it's like, right, I want to try and get down ramp. Don't rightly know where they are. Let's just kind of put smoke down that we can work around and covers, I don't know, 80% of the angles. That should work. It's not really like a big lineup or anything, but it's the idea that they have. And yeah, they all go the same way. Big snake of T-side players moving down in towards B. And just see how effective it is here. Ooh. Any kill is going to be valuable. Any saving weapons they can take away are going to be really big.
Yeah, Safe again catching paiN on the save as well. It's consistently. He'll catch Jugs this time too. They know where that last guy is. They don't need to fight him. I mean, they've got plenty of money. You could really go for it, but there's just not enough time to get around that corner. So Demon, he'll save, but paiN, this is comfy. It's easy right now, I think, is the real worrying, maybe slightly concerning thing. It's been pretty simple stuff for them, and they're coasting to quite a considerable lead. There's this flash again. Nice. It's worrying though, really, for FUT. Nothing seems to be changing, even off the back of their timeout. paiN are in complete control. They're dictating the pace of this game completely, and FUT just cannot seem to find the rhythm.
Rennie opens up, BSM. Able to find one back. They're trying to get down the vent, and they have been seen doing it. They have been indeed found, but one still manages to make it down. What the hell is Safe doing here? paiN is really getting sick of this guy, I'm sure. All the same, into the 3 versus 3, and it's kind of been red ever so slightly. Bigazera moving fast, and this is where they can get caught. They don't have that same ball of death at the moment.
Yeah.
And so the bomb gets isolated and dropped, as well as a man advantage for FUT. Safe with this weird position is actually really far away from the action, so it's like a full reset of things. Lost all that info that they just had. Looking good for FUT, honestly.
It is. 55 seconds to work with. What do we actually do here? Oh, safe. Well, he's going to lose his head, so not a lot. It's all on paiN. A 1 versus 3, and I just can't see a world in which this gets off the ground. This is such a difficult clutch to convert because he has no information to work with. He's made noise. They know where he is. It looks like he'll be given the luxury of a plant here, but even still, this is a difficult one for him to convert.
Backs off, here's some footsteps towards hell and a big loud ladder. Might as well these days. One in the vent as well, so he's got all the information on these remaining players. Brings Demon low, but they take a moment, they play it well. They work together to finish him off, and absolutely not going to fluff the chances on that one. As we do find first round in quite a while, actually, for the FUT side of things. Just playing the bomb here as they look to, I would imagine, pick up orbs, maybe AKs. All the same, it will be that fourth. And a chance at closing the gap in terms of that half, but, you know, 5 rounds out, when you find the pistol on CT Nuke, just doesn't really feel like enough. They're going to need a really good T side, regardless of how this last round goes.
Yeah, I think you're actually spot on. I think, you know, we'll kind of generally always say to take a lead on the C side is a fantastic result to get for a first half of paiN. First round found for FUT in the last 8, and it was 7 on the bounce for paiN. But if they can make it a 7-5, it's a little bit of a sigh of relief. It's a little bit of ease off the shoulders, but it's still quite an uncomfortable one. However, we know this side can recover. 10-3 down they were yesterday to NRG, and then ended up winning out that map, and which led to a 2-0 in the series. I feel like FUT are one of those sides you can just never quite count out. paiN, nice move. Smoke, front side of Mini. VSM will join him. He was struggling to find the ladder. They'll get there. The 2 have crept their way down. 2 will move down towards Secret. This is great lower presence.
Why is he playing with this creek so much, man? I don't understand.
I've tried using it a couple of times. It's really difficult.
It's really bad.
Yeah. But he's getting his kills. There we go. Another kill for VSM.
We would have got that with an AK. I don't know. Whatever, dude. Either way, now it might come into its own. No, okay. The orb takes it down. Better scoped weapon, of course. Will be some trades back in. As the dust settles, it is actually paiN that gain the lead here. So you hand them the advantage, and they do look good. Decent post plants. The CT's pretty late to get into the action. Of course, going to try and go for this because it is that last round. Jugs with the kit. Benny isolated over here, close to winning that fight. Unfortunately, not quite good enough, and Jugs, they're going to know about him. Down he will go. 8-4. Really, really, really great half coming in from paiN, and you feel they should have done enough to close things out. FUT, though, might be able to give them a taste of their own medicine in that second half.
honestly, all signs looked pretty good for FUT. They all fell so flat. 8 out of the last 9 rounds for the Brazilians, who are absolutely loving life. And I think it was really snowballed by an insane 1 versus 4 by Bigazera. You can get loud all you want, Lawrence, but it's just not being enough in the server. And to make matters worse, it's now paiN who go on to that much more favorable CT side. It's as simple as this, Scriv. I feel like we can probably say that if they find a pistol, this should be the map.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree. I mean, the odds still in favor of FUT, you know. All right, fair enough. I mean, it might be the overall match.
Yeah.
The way things start off aggressively, same way they did in the first half. It's that CT side with the slim lead. It's that bomb that's isolated here by the Julies. Cemetery finds himself all alone. He doesn't have the HP to keep it going, and with that pistol coming, denying the bomb plant as well, I think that paiN will start to see this one over that line. The nuke delivering in spades.
However, yesterday against NRG,
okay, here we go.
9-3 down, right? Then they lose the pistol. They go 10-3 down. And then that T side was insane. FUT do their best work on the T side that we saw yesterday. So I'm not gonna say never. I think the much slimmer chances, Energy of course already eliminated and definitely nowhere near the side of paiN. But
yeah. I think we like FUT a lot, don't we? We have a soft spot for this team.
Yeah, we've just followed them from the beginning of their careers. We've been casting them since they started. So it's really cool for us to see them at this top level. You know, as we've moved up into Tier 1 events, kind of so have they, right? Yeah. You know, we've been on a similar sort of trajectory, but...
Yeah. I think paiN have let us down numerous times when you've tried to, like, side with them. They will just kind of disappear and have those really questionable performances or, you know, rounds where it's close and they make crazy decisions. Great little response from paiN Jr. He's actually blinded up by his teammate. They're going to go down. It's getting a bit weird over here. Lots and lots and lots of damage done to this T side, in fact.
They're so low.
Oh, okay, clean. Might be able to finish off 1 or 2 more, in all fairness. Meanwhile, up top, paiN Jr., great reposition from him as he was over at the ramp earlier on. So a real big reposition to catch another. It's going to be Cemetery left alone. They know where he's at. They know he's got the bomb. Plenty of respect being shown here, but they will indeed jump in together in order to get it done. So, I mean, you know, there's moments where you feel, ooh, paiN, got to be careful, could overface, could let this spiral, but they do seem to just have an element of respect and discipline.
Yeah, and actually a lot of credit for that respect shown in that 1 versus 2. Like, very easy could have stuck. They heard him step on the stairs, so they very easily could have just tried to take that engagement, but they fall back to play together, and that's the right way to approach it. So, really, really well done. 10-4. 3 rounds away now for paiN. And with this being a lesser buy, you'd assume that round number 15 should go the way of paiN to lock in 11. Nice day to start things off. It was a bit of a lesser buy that kickstarted the roll against NRG. I'll keep bringing it up. It's still fresh in the mind. It's still one of the most ridiculous recoveries we've seen in a while.
Yeah.
But I think the kind of difference is, unfortunately, for NRG, they're just not at that same level of paiN. Like, paiN have way more contingency plans to make sure this doesn't happen.
Yeah. And
I feel like they have a lot more depth to them as well.
For sure. I think it's also, paiN will have seen that, and they will be weary.
Yes.
So I'd imagine if we see FUT finding a round here, immediate timeout, immediately stop it, you know?
Yeah, agreed.
FUT might have used their little magic a bit too early in the tournament. What would you say? Get out of jail free card, I suppose. Yeah, it does apply, because they certainly would have been in some kind of jail.
It's still a point to kind of keep an eye out for this series. And they've obviously... Oh, nice shot. That is a really nice shot by Demon. It is a 3 versus 3, but there's 40 seconds for them to make a decision. But, you know, come back to the point I was saying, FUT and CT sides, I'm still not super convinced by it just yet. They need to bail themselves out of a T side because this first half was so lackluster. It's a real long road to recovery. And thankfully, despite the couple of consolation kills by Demon, who we know is so crisp, I don't think it's going to make that big of a difference. One more would be nice. He's making steps and it will be seen off by paiN Jr. Here it is, 11th locked in place. As expected, I think for paiN as well, a nice added thing of just making sure they don't get a plant out of that. A deco can be a little bit scary, especially in the hands of, I think, FUT in particular, who we know are very good in those sort of situations, but no bomb plant, keep themselves in check. And this is it, right? Round number 16 is for everything in this map.
Indeed, it is. Big moment ahead as paiN are looking to close this one out quickly, take us into that next map. It's a difficult one for them on paper, but I think if they can move through with quite a lot of confidence in themselves, could be a difficult ride. FUT yesterday, I believe it was the map, you know, that the comeback sort of happened on, and no, it was Ancient, wasn't it, actually?
Ancient,
where the comeback was. Yeah,
oh.
see, I'm trying to lean on it now, but...
We've lost Lonks.
We have indeed.
But...
a bit of a rare dropout.
Did Jugs take damage before?
I think they're talking about.
I think he might have taken damage potentially before he disconnected, which then potentially means the round is still live. I think it is, judging by the fact that we're throwing Yuto here. So what can you do?
You can see him chatting, admin sort of getting involved. It might be, I think there's something about it within the first minute or like 30 seconds.
Okay, there we go.
I think we do have a bit of a blanket, all damage has been taken, which is quite an easy answer, but do feel in the
it looks like they are resetting this, so at least judging by the fact that no one's doing anything.
I mean, maybe the admins might just be the be all and end all.
Everyone stopped. Okay.
But just because the players are, that doesn't mean, you know what I mean? Okay, I feel like we might have done it by now.
Admin's over here. Don't worry.
Yeah, they're obviously going to chat about it.
Also, generally, the way match when it works, the round has to end to then restore it. So the timer will just run dry here. This isn't live, ladies and gents. Don't worry.
It's a tough one, though. It's a tough one. They might hand the round to paiN, in all honesty. So, I don't know. Maybe if you are FUT, it might have been an idea to say we have to kind of play this out a little bit rather than just fully handing it away, because I do feel like the admins could just give it to paiN. But then you get to keep your guns. I don't know. It's tough to say.
He's unplugged his keyboard. Mate, series ain't done, fella. Yeah. You've only disconnected. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah, just not what FUT needed, though, really. And a situation like that, and is it live? Isn't it live? What are we doing?
Oh, I think his PC's fried.
Yeah.
He's unplugging everything.
Okay.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
We got the pit crew in.
The admin would have said, like, along the lines of, like, you know, live or not when it was going.
Yeah, I mean, what we miss, obviously, in the modern game is the chat. So it's like, are they calling for a tech? Are they saying issue, problem? What, like, you know, pointing it out before the damage is taken? It's possible. I mean, they're still talking things over a little. We are obviously getting the PC change just straight in, straight out.
But we've had confirmation that round doesn't count, though. So don't worry. It will be replayed. It is a still tilter anyway. You know, it's kind of like the gun round to start hopefully opening up proceedings for FUT, and then that happens. You're not allowed to talk. Leave VSM.
I love VSM so much.
I think he's my favorite character in Counter-Strike.
Like, even that he's like, I've never heard from him, you know what I mean? Like, he doesn't necessarily talk or whatever. They don't, unfortunately, make it far enough in a lot of tournaments.
Should we try and see if we can get him for a winner's interview? If they win. I honestly don't know if he kind of speaks. I know Biggest Era takes a lot of the interviews. Snow does some of them, but VSM, I'm not actually 100% sure, but I think he might be my favorite. Like, even like the walk-ins that had him hand the bag, like he seems like the kind of guy you want to go get a beer with. You know what I mean?
I suppose.
Just like a cool dude. Yeah. It's a cool career. Like, he's kind of like played in a few of these kind of like tier 2 South American sides. I remember casting him in a lot of these sort of online tournaments, and obviously it was quite a wild decision when paiN went through these changes, bringing him and Pariah in. It felt, you can maybe even argue, sort of unnecessary in a sense, but they went through these changes, and it's been for the betterment, it feels. Here's the damage. Okay. Nice.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is one of the things, isn't it, as well? Like,
we've had the confirmation.
How much do we put our foot down? We've obviously had some situations in the past with, like, and I hope we have learned from that in the world of Counter-Strike, but, you know, with players being like, yeah, it's cool, but then they lose the follow-up round. They're like, actually, the rule book says X, Y, and Z, so, you know, that's why I don't like jumping on it too much. I want to... This is going to be some flashbacks in the brain bank.
Go on.
Anonymo Astralis, was that? No, Anonymo Nip.
Anonymo Nip. Yeah, Anonymo Nip. Yeah, that was a crazy time in the Counter-Strike world.
There's a few of them. There's a few of them like that.
Justice for Anonymo, man.
Just a bit late now.
what was it, like 2 years or whatever? But that was...
God, that's like 2020, mate. I'm pretty sure.
Really?
2020, 2021.
Seriously?
I don't think we've had an Anonymous team for a long time.
Yeah, you're right. Let's have a look.
Yeah.
Let me get rid of my dinosaur searches.
Okay.
I got really interested in dinosaurs in the break. I was having a little look.
Just as you do, I suppose. That is bloke core. Just, you know, what is that one dinosaur called with the spikes on its head or whatever? And then, like, you know, the big bulbous tail.
4 years ago. Wow.
Yeah. Man, that's crazy. 4 years ago. It's a long time.
At Flashpoint.
Yeah, of
also,
course.
yeah. My God.
Yeah.
Because the whole game got replayed as well. That was wild. But for those who are just joining,
so I just get nervous about being like, yeah, I know what's going on, because then, you know, we'll obviously get dragged on Reddit, like if we call it early or whatever, and it's not actually the case.
Okay, but we can confirm that round doesn't count. Both sides agreed that it doesn't count as well.
Yeah,
it is being replayed. Don't worry, it's still 11-4. New PC for Lonks, and he's now going to go through kind of the whole faff of setting back up and logging back into Steam and this, that, and the other. But hopefully, I mean, they're so quick at doing it now, so it should be relatively.
Scan the damn QR code. That's one of my things. Maybe if I could go back in time, I would, you know, stop the QR code from ever coming out. I don't know why. I just hate it as a concept.
Why?
It's very convenient.
It's like 1,000 times quicker than everything.
Here it's very convenient, but it's when, you know, you got the QR code menu and stuff.
No, I disagree with that.
I don't. It removes the whole element of the process of like going out to eat and, you know, the restaurant and the human interaction and the
waiting 30 minutes for a server to come and join me.
So you got somewhere to be.
Yeah.
You want to like rush this whole nice time that you're having with like friends and family.
But what happens if I do have somewhere to be?
Well, sure, but then you wouldn't go somewhere where it's going to take a while. You go like Subway or whatever.
No, because
other places to eat are available.
QR codes are at like Weatherspoons. They're not at like Michelin star
they're
restaurants.
like everywhere, bro. Yeah, Michelin star, sure, but you know, whatever. But they are pretty common, like in your general eatery, especially in this city. I notice a lot more. You know, if you're like a nice Italian that's kind of a chain, not quite a full chain. Maybe it's not like 100 quid a head, but in that bracket in between where it's like you're just going out, I don't know, Frankie and Benny's probably have it or whatever.
There's literally the most F-tier food ever. They are going bankrupt, and like deservedly so. Like the them
I don't know,
TGI Fridays,
you know,
all of them.
I'm trying to throw it in.
Yeah, the low-class establishments will have QR codes. Like, but nowhere decent will have them in London. I'm a Londoner. Nowhere good has QR codes.
I think it scales up a bit too high.
Yeah, it's quick, easy food. I think the QR code's brilliant. Like the fact that we don't have to like remember your password and type it in every single time and this, that, and the other.
Yeah, for something like this, maybe.
Fantastic.
For sure. But
and if I just want a pint at a pub.
Yeah, but it's like, you know, you talk to the bartender about what's going on, and you know, you're all about your human interaction and meeting new people and having new experiences. That's like these are the best locations to do it. And now it's like I just sit in the corner, go on my phone, scan the QR code, don't even talk to my friends.
Yeah. Hello, mate. Can I have a Guinness? Cheers.
No. You put more into it, don't you? No. You put more into it.
I'll have a Guinness, please. Thank you very much.
Well, interesting. I'll remember that next time you send me a Tony reel. I'll remember this conversation.
We are live. We've had our bit of a chit-chat mini podcast. We're back underway. As we said, it is reset. Both sides did agree to it. And for those who are only just joining us, it's been a really, really good map from paiN, looking very good. But we're diving out towards A here as FUT look to try and start things off well. Demon for the first. That'll catch paiN, but Safe and Snow combine super well before Krebeni dives out to catch that Heaven player. Numbers advantage on this T side. The flank from VSM now spotted.
Biggest error with him though, so it's a bit of a stronger flank than you might have first bargained for. There is no kit available.
Where's Big Azera going?
I mean, maybe thinking that they're up to something different. They kind of are. VSM's actually recovered a kit here. Looking to try and find this kill. Really nicely done.
Would have loved Big Azera with him.
Well, yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, a little bit difficult. But this is something that FUT do quite a lot. No need to rush the bomb plant. I do wish a lot of teams would take a leaf out of this book. Big Azera feels like he has to give up the kit. He's actually not picked it up, so that's going to make a difference to the life cycle of this one.
It might be exits, you know.
Yeah, I mean, lightly so, right? Kill comes his way, and indeed he's just not quite dedicating to it, but he's double pumping here. He's faking.
He's got the kit.
Run up the ladder. They're not biting at the moment. He will be spotted, and with that, just immediately going to go to the save. Trying to take another gun, trying to make this long comeback as hard as possible, but just going to be the 3 here. He saves his M4, which is actually pretty big. I think they will buy the fact that he's able to save.
But yeah, I think they buy around this. Snow, Pariah, and VSM all have money to work with. It is really just Safe who's financially a little bit worse for wear. Back in towards the game after an extended tech pause. FUT come out on top, and they'll take an immediate timeout to try and shore up this T side and really start snowballing it as best they can. The issue is, I think potentially we actually see Big Azera drop this rifle to Safe. He picks up an MP7. That's happened a few times. Or is it VSM who's going to wield the lesser weaponry? He's going to go for a scout. Okay. But he likes the scoped weapons. He likes sort of loose term secondary. He's not picking up the AWP, but so the Krieg a lot on that T side alongside a T side AWP. Now seeing the scout here on the CT side. Felt like you could have gone to, you know, Big Azera drop a rifle over. He goes to his sort of quite favored MP7. He was one of the very first kind of like adopters of the MP7 in towards the pro level. I remember we did an interview with Snow back in Pro League, I think it was, maybe even Krakow right at the start of the year, and he said like Big Azera is the best MP7 player in the world. I remember him saying at the time. So
yeah, we've not seen enough of it, unfortunately, but yeah, it had its moment in the sun for about 2 weeks. But yeah, he's a bit creative, I think, is maybe what you're getting at.
Yeah. So what does the scout do for VSM? Worth keeping an eye on as well when you look at paiN. Only 1 kit. It was actually that recovered kit from the previous round that Big Azera has kept alive. That's all they've got in terms of a kit. And Utah was very limited. 1 smoke, 2 flashes, and an HE for the remainder of round number 17. If they're going to win this, it's going to be off aim doors. This is crazy. What a move. I love this from Snow. Gets 1. He may stick around a little too long, though. I thought it might be better for him to fall back in towards the smoke. But the second will be found. Dive down from Save will cost him his life. But this is great.
All for a moment. I mean, it's looking quite good now, to be honest. krebeni does get tagged up. Quietly aware of Big Azera. Has to play this right. Again, FUT do so well at freezing up, playing patiently, waiting for their opponent to make a mistake. Big Azera with a clean find onto Demon. Not so clean onto krebeni, who now finds himself on 2 HP. Against the scout, though, just has to try and bait out that shot. And he is, unfortunately, not going to do so. VSM stays cool. Gets number 12, and we're right back to it, really. A bit of a hiccup with the, you know, extended tech and the fast round from FUT catching you off guard, but unfortunately for FUT, the comeback, I think, has just been cancelled. Yeah, unfazed. Really, really cool to see. And a really nice re-aggression towards lobby. I love that idea behind the crunch, and honestly, I was critiquing it at the time, but Snow, the fact that he gets 2 out of that is massive. Generally, a player will dive through that smoke, you'll get your kill, you'll fall back through single door and try and short the A defense because they were diving out of hot, but he sticks around and it ends up paying off for the betterment. So potentially the final round of play here, we'll have to see. VSM under pressure. Doesn't hear them running down, so he will reaggress a little bit. He'll go move back to see what ramp control's looking like, and it'll cost him his life. Demon's there. There's the opener. Could be big. Safe in a good angle, though. Catches off krebeni. Those back warehouse angles a little throwing it up in the air, you know. It's not really up to you. If there's a player there, they're very hard to beat. If there isn't, obviously you can make it past. You have to expend a flash to clear that. It's so difficult. That gives away your whole sneaky little move. Speaking of, Cemetery comes in from the side to give the man advantage back to FUT here. Bomb going to get planted. It looks quite good. I don't think paiN were really expecting this. I think you just save. Yeah, it's so far away. Man down. And they don't have really the util for this again, right? It's a nade and 2 flashes. They got 1 kit for safe. You just keep hold of what you've got. You reset the round. You've got so many rounds to work with. You're under no pressure. You're not under any sort of like immediate push to close it here and now. Yes, FUT can be scary when they snowball, but for FUT to go flawless against paiN specifically here, to get it to overtime is a massive ask. So they'll stay tucked. I think whether there was any opportunity for Pariah or Safe to upgrade, but doesn't look like it will be the case. So on to a 6th. The fact that FUT have to go
from 12-5 scoreline all the way up to 12 all without any hiccups, considering how, you know, not up to scratch or up to expectations they've looked so far on Nuke. I just don't see it being a possibility. At the moment, paiN, I think they've got enough, you know, bigger Zera pocket rounds that they can at least get one of these over the line. We saw, obviously, in that round prior, a lobby crunch. It's always a couple of tricks up the sleeve that bigger Zera will call, and it's always going to catch a team off guard at least once.
Yeah. For sure. They are going fast here, FUT, though, looking to keep the dream alive. Big damage done, but they take the first kill. Many slight taps outside. There's another kill in for the T side, though. paiN Jr. trying to just hold the line if he can. Spam's not a bad idea. Eats a nade and just about able to stay alive. Meanwhile, krebeni falls. 3 on 3.
Could be tempted, you know.
I think maybe. We'll see, though.
It's pariah's low HP that really makes you kind of like, I think in the back of your mind, say it might not be worth it.
Yeah.
And also I think the fact that they've got upgrades, it's just VSM who needs to find a gun.
And they're just stacking smokes in towards Mini, and that's like your only avenue of attack, really.
There's a FAMAS here for VSM.
Yeah. Small upgrades, maybe something to go at in the next round. But it will be FUT extending play ever so slightly.
Cemetery was holding for this cross towards RT's performer, I'll say, but he pulls off the angle. If he had held that, I think he probably gets at least 1 kill. They're going to go saving over towards Ram. There will be a 7th. 5 rounds in a row now required for FUT. Not impossible. We'll keep reminding you, yesterday, 10-3 down against NRG on Ancient. They took it to OT and won it. Cannot discount this side just yet. I feel like you can never really count them out. But paiN surely have a few more protocols in place compared to NRG. Be a low buy here. Got to save the weapons, but they don't buy around it. So's got a deagle. Bigger Zera, nothing for him. So it should be another for FUT, but we'll see. They're going straight in towards a couple of players. This could be a bit dicey. A digging. Bigger Zera overlooked, but they'll clear him. That's when Safe dives in, but he can only get 1.
Starting to really come alive here for FUT.
They're going
they
quick
win this
as well.
next rifle round, we might be on. See this one over the line as cleanly as they possibly can. paiN Jr. does take 1, but it costs him a lot of HP to get it done.
He's gone.
Yeah, just take that save into the next and maybe, you know, find one of the lost AKs.
Sadly, it's in towards hell. Safe, I don't think they can recover that. Saving the armor, I guess, is really all you can do. I feel like you probably should just upgrade on this Galil. It's not a bad weapon to use, and maybe you could make that argument of having a little bit more econ for potentially a few more rounds if FUT are to continue snowballing. But I kind of respect the calls that krebeni's making here. Like, he's quite simply saying, let's just try and beat them with raw pace, right? These last 2 rounds are very, very quick. They're flying into fights. And it's quite similar to how paiN like to do it, but it's just 2 different variations. The way paiN likes to play it, start very slow on their C side, and then late round, they have this sort of death ball as they dive in towards a site. FUT do the opposite. They go very quick early and then freeze up off their advantages. And at the moment, it is kind of working for FUT. They're diving in as a group. There's pack mentality. And they're just making sure they trade for each other. And they overwhelm all these angles really, really well. 4-round game. Demon got 15 armor. Not again. Not again. If he gets one-tapped by any of these guns, bar the orb, I'm gonna be annoyed.
SMH my head.
Especially if it happens 2 games in a row for us.
I know, that would be crazy. I don't know why you wouldn't.
It's got 6.3k.
All I can think is that they're just like so tunnel visioned on getting the right nades and what are you doing in the early round and talking that they just don't even like notice, you know? And it might be something of a few pro players that your hood's like really tiny so that you've got like more screen to see and things like that. True. I can certainly see that being a reason. Either way,
great flash.
That's a bit rough. Demon will manage to get his kill and trade it out by the orb, so we'll never know. We'll never know. 4 versus 3. Looking good for paiN. Even better now with paiN Jr. And Cemetery and krebeni will be the only ones left in this. Now just the AWPer. He's had a quiet game. Finding all 4 here seems out of the question. Oh, does spot a barrel. Molotov going in, that reveals his location though, and they'll all start to swarm him. Takes down the AWP, but surely not long for this world. 40 seconds, bomb at the feet of this HUT player.
Ooh.
No scope rings off, doesn't quite land, but the quick scope does, and he's still healthy. Here's some footsteps here, 30 seconds now, and maybe making us believe ever so slightly. Drops into the vent, try and find that one, but nobody down there.
He left
Dropped
the bomb.
into the vent, left the bomb, he's dropped again, so I think they're a bit confused as to what he's doing. There is a quick movement coming in from Big Uzera downstairs, gonna let him cross and gives him the info. I mean, all the parameters look perfect here for Symmetry to pull this off with the boomstick. Trained in, double scoped, oh, a door, he's just not quite ready, the timing ever so slightly off, and yeah, I don't think extreme shouts of niceness. That was quite tense at the end, but paiN will manage to get it done. FUT make them worry, a lot of work, but indeed they will take their nuke pick. Everything getting interesting here in the two games that we have. The underdogs turning some heads, of course, catching a few rounds of the Vitality Bet Boom game, with Bet Boom being up a map, but here we have paiN up a map. Looking good. I mean, their home map for sure. You definitely would expect it. Things now change. FUT have played this one recently into the Overpass. It's not a great map for paiN. It is their most, I don't know about the most obvious, but maybe does feel like the map that you go towards here if you are FUT, just given a bit of recency bias, feeling a bit more confident on it, given that they have played it just yesterday. So we'll see. paiN going to be riding a high after that first map. It was pretty one-sided stuff. A small cosmetic comeback, as we call it, from FUT, but ultimately a solid showing. And we start things off on the overpass here with a pretty quick move towards B, just for Jugs to send the feelers out there.
Yes, absolutely. This is one that we expect FUT to be able to get a good response on, but for paiN, they're always a difficult side to put to rest. Safe, he heard these steps running up long, and then rapping towards long bathroom, so he's maybe got a decent timing. But the issue is FUT are moving with real pace here, and they're going to dive in towards B. Yeah,
not wasting any time once they get going. Nice little contact flash for the CT side to just slow them down and snow down the ramp, and a bit of assistance in from the pillar as well. BSM actually going to get taken down easily, but I think he's just so big with the space that everybody else is able to come in and clean up. Great pistol to open up. paiN looking to hopefully put this one to bed, and they really did fluster FUT, to be honest with you. And then, you know, there's a bit of an awkward like tech issue that comes in. So
Makes it worse,
we'll see here.
Really?
Yeah, it could be a difficult one for the generally high-spirited team facing off against another loud team. We did talk about this maybe being a bit of an issue. You know, they can get into each other's heads.
Yeah, exactly that. I think it actually, if anything, this is sort of like a real kind of match of such similarities, right? Where I think these sides, when things aren't going well, and we kind of saw it with FUT in that first map when things were really struggling, that they do go quiet. That's the worst thing. And it's why, you know, right at the start of the game, when they've got a couple of those rounds and Lorks are getting super loud, you want them to stay loud. When they regress and go into a bit of a shell, that's when FUT really struggle for me. So, what do we get? Snow. He'll open up proceedings. They jump peek on towards map. Going into the open is a bold decision, really, by paiN. Felt very unnecessary. Dooley's pulled out, looking for two, and he'll get it safe. Nice shot down towards LA site. Beautiful work. And the M4 dropped over to be scooped up. The upgrade on the MP9. Only the one casualty. A little weird from paiN. But in the end, who cares?
I feel like my brain went to be like, oh yeah, we usually kind of go a bit quiet, but I don't speak Portuguese, do I? So I'm not going to be able to tell.
Trying to translate that.
Yeah, but we do.
Newcastle accent, that one?
Yeah, we do that automatically, just try and see what they're saying, but unfortunately, you know, just get a bit of a read on the vibes. They're still moving quick, calming quick. Always good.
It was
so yeah,
Snow calling something
true,
there, right?
It's true.
So I wonder what, well, I'm assuming he was saying, I'm going to dive in towards short, actually, there's MP9. Just get flashed off, and he has to fall away. His demon opens up things to catch paiN. The first gun round for FUT, and this is kind of like a round to really sort of test the waters. We're going from basically the second most seeds out of the map in the pool to the most seeds out of the map in the pool. And FUT, we speak a real kind of highs about their T side in particular. They've got to put up something quite special here. So let's see. Jump, right click, molly. Jugs is already up. Let's move.
Beaten out by the MP9 and a lot of low HP bars for the rest of the squad. Game state looks really weird. Yeah, A is open, player push down long. They are going to start quietly rotating in, but also acutely aware that it's like they could have really lost control of A and not realized it. It is the case. They move up. They look good here. Oh, checking all their angles. The run and gun of the MP9 created enough space, and despite the positional advantage, paiN finds himself all alone. You know what? Not impossible, but I think this player out towards long that's going to catch him. So paiN do well. It was even, not necessarily a recovery, quote-unquote, but could have gotten really bad if they weren't aware of the fact that A had been compromised. paiN looking good again.
Yeah, a little gap in the defense, and FUT capitalize upon it. It's Nate. Rough to re-show it there as well from the replay team, but in the end, it's just drive-by by Snow. I can't believe he gets away with a second. paiN, in all of this, he's so low. He's so tagged. But like, I think it's like 12 points of HP, so well done for him. Airburst Molly, keep an eye on that. That gives them the wrap in towards Playground. Nice and quickly, but no plant, no buy for FUT in towards round number 4, so it should be a 4th on the board. You'd assume for paiN. They're still quite scary with the hand cannons, and there we go. Jugs will open up proceedings deep as he'll catch VSM via Monster.
Demon will go down, trying to ring them off. paiN attempts to follow in the footsteps.
Yeah, you got to be careful against this side.
You do, but then paiN,
they love a
not
fight.
as careful. Yeah,
They love a fight.
You know, you might expect your NRG yesterday, for example. Monk's moving in. He's just managed to slip that net there, so a decent position for him. He can't find the head. Some missed shots in places that maybe FUT, and they're feeling it, you know, would be landing, but it's just not the case here. paiN most certainly do have their number. It's going to be a hard fight here to get this reverse sweep and lock yourself into at least the quarterfinals.
Oh. Remember yesterday against NRG, Jugs did a very similar move like this with an AK as he just contacted out Monster, walked his way forward, and then netted an important kill. And this has allowed them to get a bomb plant and a post plant.
Available for Big Uzera. Available for Safe.
Bit of util as well.
Moving in really quite slowly for my money. Oh. Safe gonna indeed find the drop. Well played positionally.
Go on, Jugs.
It's Jugs. I mean, all 5 on the cards here. He's missing a bit of information. And unfortunately, Pariah Jr. will take him. He has created a lot there, though. Bomb plan, 3 kills. It's always going to be nice. All on the same player. He gets plenty of kill bonus. So all these things do stack up to help you get your first round. But whether you are going to do that is, of course, another question. They're pretty keen to do so. There's an early timeout now for FUT. Get big man Coolio on the mic.
Yeah, you could see a world as well in which, like, he ices the fight. We played a bit of time, but not to be. Okay, timeout concluded. It's nice in terms of the couple of kills, but in the grand scheme of things, we need to see FUT getting going on the gun rounds. I think that's probably part of kind of the conversation now for Coolio. At least though, we've seen a couple of times in the early, you know, the first 4 rounds where these sites are kind of okay to move into for like FUT. You know, they moved in towards A completely, you know, just contacting, shift walking all the way up, and Jugs just did the same thing out of Monster. So they definitely know that it's not exactly the most shored up defense going. And Jugs will open up proceedings here. Big Azera going for the boost, but he just can't find the spray.
Yeah, they're going to go moving quickly as well. VSM on the org. He's enjoying the scopes, this guy. Really trying to force him. Does find one. Traded out quickly. Big nade damage comes in. Still got Snow hidden on the site somewhere. And support slowly on the way. So Snow needed more than that. 4 versus 2 might just call for save. It's a lot of unconfirmed damage, a missed shot, and damage taken, unfortunately. They will move to save. That is kind of lucky in places for FUT. There's a lot of their players left low, but they managed to get it over the line, take their first round. The timeout clearly working quite nicely.
Yeah. I like the idea just to stick around for a bit of a hunt. You know, keep it expensive. Don't allow this T side to get a complete freebie of a round, but nice work for this FUT side. It's Jugs who open up proceedings. They then take that short water control and start wrapping through. Just needed maybe Big Zero to get that kill. If he had, I think it would have been that early warning sign that they're going quite pacey towards the B site. Not to be in the end. Pariah, he spotted one. He can afford to fight. He's full HP. It's really safe. He doesn't want to show his presence. Lonks, he'll go down with the ship. Into the C4, but all that FUT really care about is getting that first round on the board and now building upon this. This is one of those maps, kind of similar towards Nuke, to be honest, where 4 rounds is workable on the T side. Still, it's not great, but it definitely is workable. And knowing FUT, we really need a strong T side. It just feels like that's where they do their best work.
It is true. It's all about making it competitive now, though. 1 round is nice after the timeout.
Yeah.
Maybe catch paiN a little sleepy, as they have been doing so well. They now look to bring some ideas here. Safe on that AWP. As he is, yeah, I was going to say boosted up. I was just trying to catch the numbers, but absolutely has to be to see an angle like this.
You don't even need the boost to play this angle. You can actually play on the
I think it just makes it nice.
It makes it easier. You get a bit more space, and there we go.
Maybe the nade. Maybe the break of the smoke as well from that position. You saw him do that, get back on the boost. Really, really nice.
That's what I play when I play Overpass. I do that every round.
Well, that's pretty cringe, dude.
Nah, but it wins, and you know, like 20. Well, I don't even know, like 24k prem or whatever.
Yeah, no, if it works, it works. Yeah, of course. I would be.
They never smoke front con, so I'm
okay, fair enough. Yeah.
I just get a free shot every time.
It's one of those. I mean,
paper thin walls there as well, so so easy to wallbang.
It probably is the difference between like an okay player and a good player, like casual wise. Yeah. Is just pummeling the same thing, you know, and really making it work. Contacted up short here. Yeah, we really like this. This is looking pretty good. However, BSM got his eye on it, and there's the second man just outside of Monster. Really great spot, really great setup. paiN will see them off immediately. This is great stuff.
I was very worried there because they're both trained in on Monster, and as they're contacting up shore, I was really concerned that, you know, essentially VSM falls for nothing, and then they can kind of 1v2 swing on towards that second player. Thankfully, it ends up being kind of not the case. VSM gets the first, and then everything kind of slots itself into place. But there was a moment there that looked a little dicey, but nice little bit of a move coming through, and in the end, everything slots itself into place. It's that kill as well from Snow that's quite important. If Krebeni finds that quick trade, the rotate's going to take a while to come down. They can get a plant, a post-plant set up, and all the rest. So, nice response, I think, is the main thing from paiN. FUT, you find your first round, it's a flash in the pan. There's no consistency. There's no chain of T-side here. But Jugs, again, he really is a bit of that shining light at the moment for FUT. I think without him, they're really not competitive in any of these rounds. He's the only thing giving them chances at the moment.
Agreed. BSM. Nice pick up from him. Good reposition. Ooh. Doesn't quite land that one. Now Big Uzera got to be careful. He's got no support around him, so actually not a bad looking situation for FUT to capitalize on. paiN Juniors made his way round to try and help out. It's going to be low utility. The crosshair drawn and successfully traded out. They will take that. Low HP though, dotted around. Suddenly Big Uzera found himself alone though. Don't know what happened to Safe, but he was destroyed. And FUT skin of their teeth on a lot of those fights, but they will indeed find a second round.
Yeah, exactly that. It's Jugs again to open up proceedings, and he just gives them a bit of space to work with. But that move forward in towards the B side, it's pretty textbook FUT. You know, you get that advantage, you get that opening, and you just claim that space immediately. They step up the tempo. You really feel like that kill in towards launch, from launch, when I say, that's the one that gives them that wrap through, right? You know, if there is a second kill that comes through in towards connector, I think it might have changed things. Potentially FUT could have even cancelled there as well. Back and forth. In terms of the rounds, these last three have traded places between the two. Fly back in. It's not exactly the best. MP9 and VSM struggling. How? He gets the support and he gets a kill, but it's still numbers advantage for FUT.
Yeah, where's everyone else? I suppose it's the question. Risky fight. Thank goodness they pay attention, turn around, and take it with him. Man alive. Safe, unfortunately, you know, he pushed down long. He's got a completely different round unfolding in his mind.
It's the worst gun for this as well.
Yeah.
No kit either. It might be like a soft exit play.
I think it's a little more of a save.
Yeah.
That is tough. That is tough. You know, the play from VSM really clean, but in setting him up,
yeah, everyone else dies.
Everyone else dies. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's a difficult one to stomach for sure.
Oh, or probably safe from safe. They're going to exit out. CT spawn, and that'll be that. Cemetery's already hightailing. He is so low, so he needs to really be careful. Junction afford be a little closer. So, like you said, right, to keep VSM alive, it costs them so much. Longs again. His PC imploded in map number 1, which led to us having a sort of a few minutes tech issue, but it seems like it might be him once again here.
Could be. Oh well, no, he's typing and stuff.
So his PC's on, unless he's losing it. Just typing away on his own, but yeah, it seems like at least.
Not sure. Maybe something a little bit unresponsive. Could be the SSD. I think obviously they're like provided with them, but that would be the one thing.
Yeah, like that's corrupted maybe. Yeah.
I would have thought, unless they've got some kind of cloud these days. You just sort of upload and download your config. Sure.
Yeah.
Here comes the big boss.
Okay.
Just feels we're not really got anything. It just feels like, Long's a bit frustrated that it's why me, unfortunately.
Wait, do you remember, was it Pro League when he was doing this quite a bit? He was just having a little nap?
Yeah. He plays it up for the camera. He knows we might be watching him.
Yeah.
Do something funny.
VSM sleep cam. You can't talk, can't type.
Might as well visualize the win. Remember where you are. Bit warm by the looks of things. We've got a few, glazed over, glowing kind of players.
He's got a CSGO tattooed on his hand. I think I
was fuming when they released CS2. It's like, for goodness sake, I just got this tattoo.
I think if I remember right, he got it when he qualified to his first major. Sure, I think that was what it was. It was like in celebration of it on his mouse hand as well. So
you reckon you'll get any tattoos ever?
Yes, I'll give me cologne and I might get one. I'll tattoo the trophy on my back.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know, I've always been kind of indecisive about like tattoos. I'm not against them. It's more that like I feel like I go through like, phases. Like in 2 years' time, like I actually don't like this anymore.
Yeah, that's completely valid.
Yeah. And that would be like annoying for me.
I feel, some of your earlier ones have to have decent meaning. And then maybe you can be like, whatever.
Like sentimental value.
Yeah, for sure. Especially though, these days, I think quite easy to get them off. As long as you're not getting them in crazy places, like your neck or your face or whatever, where it'll leave a bit of scarring.
Give me cologne, I'll tattoo the trophy somewhere, like a dinky.
Okay, well, he said it now. He said it now.
Like on my ankle, maybe. Or something. Is it painful, the ankle?
Well, yeah, bone. Bone
no,
is
not what about like, what do we even call this bit? Like people tattoo
like
their
Achilles
area? Kind of like,
probably, yeah.
Painful?
Things with nerves. So like bones, and then like in between your elbow. Like elbow crease, because you've got like.
Okay, what about like upper shoulder?
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Yeah,
that'd be fine.
I'm wham as well. So.
Oh, okay, all right.
All that muscle will soak up all the pain.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, why not? Why not?
Back's
what you can
right?
do is I have the kind of semi-famous in our circles. I've got a FaZe tattoo.
Yeah, because when phase 1, right?
Kato.
Oh, okay.
Of 22 when they were playing with
tweet, didn't you?
JKS as the stand-in. Well, yeah, it was originally Zark. Shout out Zark's one time. He's an observer.
Yeah.
And may well be on these games. Don't know. To be honest, not seen him, posting about it or anything. Anyway,
hello.
He was like, "Yeah, cool story, mate." He's listening. He's listening to our story.
Yeah.
So Zark's was like, he put a tweet out: "If they win, I'll get a face tattoo." Haha. And then I replied, and I was like, "Yeah, me too." Haha. And then they actually won the thing. This is like, as it was announced that they were playing with the emergency stand-in and everything. Now, what I will say, I like Zarks. He's a great guy and a good observer. He got the face tattoo like on his middle finger, which kind of, you do the face up thing and it's like right there. However, that area has like a lot of friction because it's on your hand.
Yeah.
It was quite thin, and I think his is just like rubbed away.
Oh,
now,
really?
I really committed. It's like on the inside of my bicep, so it's like hideable.
Yeah.
But it's not going anywhere unless I really wanted to.
Yeah.
So once in a while, I'll wear like a t-shirt, be a an event or an Epic LAN, and someone will be like, "But you got a face tattoo."
Yeah.
And then I have to explain this this whole story.
I actually remember when they won that.
A man is only as good as his word. I just
there we go.
Throw that in.
There we go.
So I did commit.
I'll commit. It'll be worth it. I'll get it on the inside of my finger to rub away.
Yeah, man.
Right there. But I do remember when they won that. That was literally, I think, like a day or two before I graduated. Like I had my actual like kind of get your certificate in graduation.
Yeah.
And it was all like recorded, obviously, as all graduations are. So I did the phase up as I went across the stage. Nice. Which my mom was like, "Why are you throwing up gang signs?" I was like, "I'm not. No. I'm not.
Sorry."
They just want a trophy, mum. You wouldn't get it. You wouldn't get it. FaZe have just done the impossible, but
yeah, you just wouldn't understand.
You wouldn't understand, mother. Don't worry. We are still waiting for Lonks. Bit of a more serious issue then, whatever this is, but it gives us more time for our mini podcast.
Well, indeed.
And I always say, right?
If you've still got us on, thanks very much. Appreciate that.
Valid, especially with Vitality playing on the A stream, who've already lost the map to Bedroom. Kind of credit to you guys.
We can have a little check-in on that, actually.
Yeah, actually, good. 8-3. Is that 8-3? Vitality.
Yeah.
Okay. For those who missed it and were here on the B stream, first and foremost, thank you. And secondly, Betboom won 13-10. Really, kind of surprising win. Obviously, it's their map pick, but just anybody beating Vitality at the moment is pretty wild. It's 8-3 on that overpass, and it's Vitality on the T side as well. So Betboom are losing and in fashion at the moment. So it looks like it'll be going to a decider, which is Nuke. Vitality should have that in the bag. Should, operatively, But I always say, there's 9-3 now. There you go.
Yeah, live updates for you guys. Live updates.
I always say, I have like my what do I call it, like DEFCON 1, 2, and 3, my tech issues. Is it DEFCON?
I think 1 is the worst. We always say this. We should probably look it up at some point so that we know.
So I think DEFCON 3,
like, the lower number is you start high and then you're like going up, and then DEFCON 1 is. They've
end of the world. Okay. So it's all over. So for my tech issues, DEFCON 3, which is like the lower, it's 3 tiers on like DEFCON 5 or whatever. So DEFCON 3 is like just a tech issue, like that's it. DEFCON 2 is headsets off, which is where we are at, right? And DEFCON 1 is like standing up, like people are like not in their seats, so like we're in trouble here. And we kind of actually got sort of like a semi DEFCON 1 when Launch to get out of the way.
Throw to break comes in? That between like 2 and 1 maybe, like we run out of things to say.
So between 2 and 1 where like things are really looking bad, like if we look there and the admins are like baffled, then we're in trouble.
Because the thing is, I'm gonna be honest, I feel like your DEFCON 1, I totally agree on the levels, but I don't at higher like tournaments like this, I don't think they're gonna let them stand up. I think it's
exactly.
You are locked in regardless of the issue.
We essentially got DEFCON 1 when he has to like get out the way. Like
that's fair.
That was kind of DEFCON 1. He had to move out of the way because they were changing
1.5.
Yeah, they were changing an entire PC. That is sort of DEFCON 1 really for me.
That's fair. That's fair. Like unprecedented.
Yeah. And that was DEFCON 2 because we didn't change the PC, but like obviously a couple of admins had to come over and change a few things there. But everyone's sitting up.
I don't know that they still use it, so
Yeah.
We should come up with like maybe TechCon or something.
TechCon 3. I like it. All right, let's start. We'll start claiming that. TechCon 3.
Pending. Nobody steal that.
We've trademarked the hair effect. We're trademarking TechCon 3.
Yeah, but we're going to have to actually do it. People are going to steal it.
No, I won't let them.
Okay, I think that's how it works.
Just won't let them, mate.
Yeah. This is our evidence when we're in like court or whatever. Us on stream. Yeah,
exactly. That's like, whatever they say, we were there first. Like even as you're claiming a patent, it can take a while. But you're there first.
It's like intellectual property.
That's it. So we've got our intellectual property. I will say signs are looking good because VSM's woken up and sat up. So that means I think
that's good. Live. That's a good sign.
He sat up. He's no longer lying down. He's no longer horizontal. We are live. It's 5-3 in favor of paiN. But FUT are starting to look a little better here. Third on the board. It was safer at the save that AWP. Money is broken for the CT side. So, it should be a fourth for FUT, which generally is kind of like that bare minimum that we ask on Overpass.
Very true. A little bit of an anticlimactic round here for you folks. So, not our fault, but yeah, an extended tech, and then we come into a round like this. It's a little bit of a shame, but it is what it is. Got that up. Checking out long. Not really going to see too much action here. Small fake out on the smoke. But it will be a B hit, and that little smoke is tempting a rotation back towards A, but they're just going to dedicate in, lock in for this one. VSM the first to fall. It's looking pretty good, right? Just a few upgraded pistols. Well, not even a few, just one to deal with, really, and I think the AWP is just going to save now.
What do you call that position Snow was playing when you're on, like, the sort of backside of the sight box?
Maybe like head glitch.
Head glitch, okay, fair.
You know, that's a little esoteric. In, like, my group. I don't know. Behind sight, but that's confusing.
It's tough, though, isn't it, right? I don't know if it
probably
actually
needs, like, a player name, but...
Yeah, I don't know if it has a call. So for the reason I ask is that I've never known what it's called, and, you know, always sort of said, like, you know, backside of sight on the box or whatever, but, like, obviously that's a mouthful. So my stack is called Neo, because I play there and just sell rounds.
Well, I think
there.
that's...
It's kind of useless, like, most of the time.
Yeah. Definitely what's needed is, like, a player name, and it probably is unique per team.
Yes,
you know? So we'll see.
Oh, this AWP could fall here. It will.
Yeah, not the hardest save from safe.
No, that's not what you want. He does have money to buy in towards another one, is the unfortunate thing. He had I think about 4.5k left over. So, yeah, that is really kind of dicey. Just checking now, they don't have enough money, I'm pretty sure, for this AWP. Unless... I'm trying to see, can someone get in with half armor?
Yeah, some calculations required.
I don't think it's going to be the case. And yeah, there we go. Yeah, rifles. VSM in towards the AUG.
Yeah, he's already bought it once.
Yeah, Krieg and AUG. You know, he goes for... It's more expensive, but... I
don't know.
Interesting. I mean, the Krieg, it was working.
Just decided that's what he's going to do today.
Yeah, I can't fault him because on Nuke it was working. Like the first like two times he saw it didn't, but then he started getting kills. So.
You know, your head's going to get a bit big if you feel like you can make the Krieg work. He probably thinks he can make any weapon work. Next, we're going to see
MP5.
you know an M249. I was going to say, you know.
I don't remember if I've ever cast him on like a professional game.
Nah, surely not. Negev, maybe.
Yeah.
Not into CS2, unfortunately. No one has fun anymore. Seen as toxic to like have fun. God forbid you buy a auto sniper.
Yes, true.
Yeah. Very,
very true. 5-4, and back into the buy for paiN. Zera, some proceedings, flash on towards Pillar. VSM up here with the AUG. On scope, this thing has decent spray control, but it's launched for a double, which will give them space towards B, and he wants to continue pushing on forward. The Molly will actually rein him in a little bit, but the bomb goes down. And really tough now on this retake. They're all spread out.
Oh, what?
How's he won that?
What? I'm all over the place. I thought he was surely dead on the timing, but he has indeed managed a double dink as he spins around, leg onto safe here. Smoke down, desperate to just try and isolate. Meanwhile, there's a boost going on towards short. Can't quite catch them. And they don't fancy it to pull away in a save. So FUT, it's really quite hard for. They're definitely not easy rounds, but they are just able to apply that extra 10%, and it really is paying off.
And they're starting to find real consistency down towards B as well. That's where they're getting a lot of space to work with. And unfortunately, it seems to be a bit of a, you know, for lack of a better term, but a pain point, we would call it. Like, this is something we need to shore up. And for paiN specifically, they need to find a way to plug this gap. That's where FUT are now heading. We saw Gentleman do a very similar thing where, you know, this is a side who like to kind of rush one site over and over again, or like we saw, you know, Paravision obviously were kind of famous for it when things were going well for them, that they like kind of, you know, it was kind of like a famous thing like a month ago where it was like they went to the B site sort of like 10 times on, was it Dust2 out of the 12 played. Like some teams like to do this, and this is exactly what FUT are doing right now. Like they are just continually finding space down towards B. I think Jugs is doing a very good job of just keeping pressure there in early rounds, and unfortunately they're struggling to deal with it. And even now, 3 towards here early. Bit of a worry, because 5 rounds T-side over, it's not bad.
Yeah, I think you're happy. It would be nice to squeeze out the lead, though. Of course. Especially given the way that it started pretty poorly. We were 5-1.
Yeah, true.
So we'll be looking to do it. There's going to be a little fight at the front of bathrooms. Could go sideways here. Peek out towards long. Grabs info, but Raya Jr. going to go down trying to make a move off of that information. Not started well here. Safe advanced, and Big Uzera to kind of back it up. This is a nice little setup they've pulled out towards the end of this round, and D could look good for FUT. Big Uzera goes digging in. Maybe too far. No, he does find the kill. Can he make it away?
Oh.
Yes, he can. It's safe that falls, and does he need to push there? I mean, the thing is they have a smoke that goes downstairs, so maybe he's thinking that they're pivoting in towards Con, and the distraction does work out for FUT, allows them the man advantage here. 20 seconds left on this clock. Snow towards Optimus. They are tagged up, and they walk straight into his spray. Just play the time now. 15 seconds for this AWP to try and win it out. Can he isolate one? He has been spotted, and well, you can see Snow does not want to let this slip through his fingers. He's just really trying to stay away from him, draw them in to the trap. Just got to be careful. Not enough time to get it done, and VSM only needs to stay alive. Cemetery just honing through the wall, but I don't think you can really bang those walls, unfortunately. And it will be paiN to take it.
Yeah. Really, really well played from Snow. You know, we see these rounds where he kind of just plays, you know, at a level well above his age, right? And that is so well played from him. The 2 kills he gets obviously are fantastic as they sort of line up, but it's actually this toying around Transformer. That's what nets in the round. Sure, you'll fall to the no-scope, but the round was all but done at that point. 6-5. paiN want to take a lead heading in towards their T side, but easier said than done as they are once again tempted to go back towards B. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They try and change it up with an A hit and it falls flat. So they go back to where they've had a lot of favor. VSM, that is dicey, but biggest error. 2 for him. Kraveni trades, keeps the numbers level before Cemetery gives FUT the advantage. And the Molly's down short water. This is dicey. The transfer isn't there. This is carnage. He's ticking in the flames as well. And it's all unsafe in a 1 versus 2.
In from behind. Will he be considered? Moving in slowly, but he still has pretty good timing on this. Bomb just about to go down. There's a world in which he could maybe deny. He is there's a smoke in the way. Oh, big drop here. Has to take that player, unfortunately, but able to make it in relatively deep. What is going on? Swaps up to another M4. Still got his smoke available here. He's kind of missed the position. It's really well peaked. A quick ding. But Demon takes him down. Yeah, frustrating. The AK really could have made all of the difference. Not going to be the case here. And these 2 teams, impossible to split going into half 2.
throughout a half of Overpass to see Vitality throwing a few aggressive looks towards short. It's been much more passive, a willingness to play back on the bomb site. And it's worked out for the opening kill this time. So Mezzi claims the life of Magnajez. Now 35 seconds left. The final B attack is coming in. Mezzi gets a second. Flame's actually blind, but regains his vision just in time to silence both Flamus and Siren. And it's Sorte again, just left alone.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird round, I think, for BetBoom, where I mean Vitality just had an easy time reading it. There was no pressure. Remember, Rops takes that peek out towards long, sees nothing. So never was there any presence established towards bathrooms, towards fountain, towards playgrounds. No one had to be concerned. So Apex is able to come over, and then you're just kind of going through the motions, hitting the details, double nading a spot that T's normally play, being prepared, flash peeking, getting aggressive at the point of attack because you have players to send forward because of the over rotation. And Vitality just way too strong in that one. 11-7. BetBoom's attack falls flat. They got money to replenish and try again.
And Mezzi does really well here. And Flames just about getting that second
You see how
vision.
it's them taking the initiative. It's Mezzi peeking with the flashbang, getting a kill, spotting two more, and then Flamesy slides over into the same position. They run the same exact play, and you just never actually get to run the tactic if you're BetBoom because the fights are going on at the choke points.
Oh my goodness, protection from the Flames. They'll stand here at short. And this is one of those aggressive short plays I just mentioned in the last round, right? The fact that we usually see a couple of these throughout the half where you activate Flames, you get him aggressive,
Nade.
and now it's coming in, and that nade's going to land on top of Siren. Keeps him on 2 HP. But Flamus is actually just going to move in, and they come in at the right time because it's surprising, but Flames able to get the kill regardless. Now the pressure's on Boomich, he can't get a thing, and Flames does so much work from short, but finally he's gone. But Zorte, he's had enough of sitting back and not being involved in these rounds. But the unfortunate thing is, Apex just walks up and blindsides him, and he's gone. And now you got a Rops line coming in.
Yeah, Rops heard the footsteps, although equally it sounds like Magnajez, you heard a sound cue from Rops as well. And he wants to keep this AK-47, so he says, nope, I'm good.
Well, that's map point for Team Vitality.
Map point for Team Vitality. They got 5 chances to close it out. BetBoom had 6 back on Anubis. It took them all 6. Unfortunately for them, I think in this round win 12-7, there's no money left for a buy in the next one, really. Zorte's got 3,900. Magnajez needs to keep this AK if he wants to drop a gun over. So an extended save coming in as a very important weapon for round 20 to try and bring forward. But the B bomb site is closed, and I think BetBoom felt on their initial attack towards the A bomb site, they felt their own discomfort with how they were going to handle it, the protocols, and getting around the way Vitality's going to defend it. So now you have an extreme issue for BetBoom where nothing on the map is really successful for you to attack into, to play for.
Counter-terrorists win.
Oh, 98 to Siren. Siren, I fucking...
A lot more in control now for Team Vitality. Nuke winning into third and final map here. This Flames doing some great work off short. He's put in a couple of awkward situations throughout that Apex. Moving forward at just the right time, reclaiming that position.
And this is the buy to try and keep your hopes alive on Overpass. 3 Tech 9s, an AK, and an AWP on Zorte.
Yeah, not great. Not great at all. Doesn't fill you full of confidence. Now you got Robs pushed up. Zywa was waiting for that slide boost. Not detecting any heads for the time being.
He's actually looking for everything.
Yeah, he really is. Scanning every possible position they could be in right now.
It's all on a timing, too.
And there we go. Gets the information. Sorte actually took Robs away, but Zywa to trade.
And he's backed off after that. So a little bit of ground for BetBoom to step into. But look at the defense of the B bomb side. Flamesy and Mezzi just kind of backing off to play it more passively, playing towards Graffiti. So Flamesy can cheat a rotation. Mezzi can play the B side safe if they readdress and reconvene on the other side of the map. Bolster the defense towards this A bomb site where Vitality sense the final push coming.
Oh, nice work. Zorte Dropping ZywOo, but Apex up next. Good trade from Boomich. Needs another one, but Flame steps up. And just every time you get through a Vitality play, there's another one right there.
It's the cheat of the rotation. It's the knowledge Vitality have that they're a step ahead. They know what's coming. Reading this very, very well. Good fight from Flamesy as well. Doing it when in the Opera can't trade, but he's going to step forward next.
Yeah, speaking of a step ahead, Zorte reads the play. He goes back in again. Mezzi's up next. Oh, this could be Zorte going for the quad kill to keep his team on the map. But Mezzi could end it here and now. Magnachez's timing favors him as Mezzi just swivels his head in the wrong direction. And another round of play here thanks to Zorte.
Yeah, triple kill with the op. Really nice performance from Zorte. Tough scenario as well. They hadn't had a whole lot of success towards the A bomb site. This time they find it. Clever little boost to jump onto the head, and ZywOo had no time to react. 1 for 1 at Apex in that position without an op far back taking attention. Really hard to multi-kill from that position. So BetBoom keep it alive. 4 rounds they need to force overtime. And they've almost got themselves to breaking the economy of Vitality. They almost got themselves to a bit of reprieve. 2 MP9s in this round. Everyone's very low on cash for the Vitality side.
Here's the push from Flames. Here's the aggression from Team Vitality. It's worked out. Flames gets the opening kill. Siren dead. Now Zorte, can he find the response towards Party? You've got Boomich right beside you, and this time there's no contact from Vitality towards bathrooms because they went heavier towards water. So you've just got Rops over here on his own. He doesn't have any team play just yet, but Apex is now rotating.
He's also in a really crazy position. Good flash. Oh, it's perfect. That shuts him down. Triple from Rops.
Yeah, great flashbang as well from Apex to assist in that, and that will close it. You may take them on Anubis, but surely you will not deny them here on Overpass. Flamus has fought on a little bit longer, but Apex is moving in. Wrapping around the back. But Flamus has actually got a little bit further than you might expect, but ZywOo now has the angle, ready for the close. Overpass is over. It falls in favor of Vitality, a 13-8 in response to losing Anubis. This series will be settled on Nuke.
Vitality restore order as BetBoom sadly flounder. We predicted that.
Welcome back. We are looking forward now. And apologies, of course, about these tech issues, but it seems like hopefully they may be fixed. Logs has had, he's had a couple of issues with the PC, bless him. We are tied 6 apiece at the half. You can see he's getting so, honestly, he's getting so frustrated. I can fully understand it. Hopefully they're fine, but we're still not ready to go just yet. I think we are just getting the all clear. We had the admin on the PC. Seems like that is being sort of cleared up now, and we can get things back underway, hopefully, as soon as possible. But it's been a really interesting kind of first half. You know, we had this streak out from paiN where things were looking quite good right towards that tail end, but a nice start from FUT, which maybe alleviates that first half. I'm still not sold just yet on this being either way. We considered it like a punish pick.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think there's you know, a lot of issues with this map traditionally for paiN. Is 6 going to be enough out from their CT side? It is the T side that proves to be much more difficult, generally speaking, on Overpass. But FUT definitely having some issues here today, and you know, it's going to unfortunately affect you in a negative way when you do have, you know, one of the Vibes guys and the man in the middle, as it were, as well. With some PC issues out of your hands, and it's just one of those things you really hope and pray, like the bigger tournaments, you know, bigger expectations, it's just not going to happen to you. A little bit of an online game or whatever, but FUT are not really playing those anymore, so yeah, it's frustrating to say the least.
Yeah, exactly. And now, as it looks like all things are clear, everyone's sitting back up as well. We do have this sort of like little bit of an opportunity for the coaches to get involved. What is essentially like the halftime break, because the halftime break was taken up by a tech issue, so now they can sort of get involved there, have a little conversation what we want to do heading in towards that second half. But we have been given the information by our wonderful producer that we are going to be starting very soon, which is exactly what we want to be hearing.
Cross some fingers, cross some toes if you can.
Yeah.
And indeed, it does seem like we are getting back into the action here. So hopefully the last one into this. You know, this is usually where we pull out. We say touch wood in the UK. I know in America they say knock on wood. And we are, you know, technically in Atlanta to keep up the illusion. So, you know, maybe we'll do a little bit of that. But all the same, hopefully things remain nice and stable so that these guys can get Overpass underway. Pistol is certainly underway. We've got a lot of utility out for paiN, so clearly some game plans here, but quite a bit actually.
There's also a very open B site here, so keep an eye on this. They're going to dive through. There's one guy to try and deny. He'll get a flash over, sure, but there's nothing really Jugs can do in terms of, you know, denying them getting this space. He has to sort of just buy time here. His best thing is staying alive and waiting for the short rotation to come through.
It does seem like they are very ready for this, right? They left Snow super early on the flank. Maybe indeed it's a misprediction that it's actually more towards short, but even still, there's some really good positions for this T side to be dealing with it. VSM on the site itself, as he advances towards ABC, will seemingly take the majority of the attacking retakers down. And krebeni is left on very low HP, I think taking a little goosh out from Snow's Glock. So, pretty good for paiN, to be honest. It's dominant. It's a pistol in their favor. FUT are going to have an uphill battle in the early stages of their CT side. There you go, krebeni not messing it up.
He gets his. He dies to the bomb anyway. You can see his reaction. He's so far away. He's in long bathrooms. How has he died to the bomb? That's that lack of armor in a way, but yeah, I'd be tilted.
Yeah.
I'd be tilted.
How far, like, you know, I guess if he'd right up against the boundary of the map.
Yeah, his reaction's so funny
It's
though.
pretty nuts.
I absolutely would be the same. I know he was like 6 points of HP, but long bathrooms, you died to a B-site plant, I'd be annoyed. Vantage paiN.
How does that even work?
Yeah,
it's like up a different level and everything.
I know, it's so
What
far away.
What are we doing? Someone get Valve on the phone. That one's crazy.
Yeah, how insane is that radius? That's as far away as you can get, basically, bar playing into playground.
Right, which doesn't feel like safe.
Yeah.
Based on where he was at. I don't know.
Anyway.
Whatever. Moving swiftly on. They were going to force anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So force buy out. Triple stack long bathroom. I kind of think this could be quite interesting. But you've got one holding long, but this is now a good information gather by krebeni. So you have pushed on forward, but he'll get his. That's a nice way to start things off. Finds his and falls back.
Yeah, they're pretty good on the forces, of course. You've got to bear that in mind. Big tag onto Snow. However, Pryor Jr. holding out on that flank. He's able to net one back. AK chimes in. So stronger weaponry starts to chip away at them, but it's still not a done deal here. That's VSM and Snow, combined HP of 15 between the two of them. Unfortunately, a lot of it unconfirmed, and FUT taking the safer route as they'll choose to save and try and give it another go in the next round.
Yeah, they'll reuse these three weapons in towards the next. That Scout and double of the upgraded pistol. But paiN now a 2-round buffer for them, and should be, considering it is going to be a second use of that force buy, you sort of assume that paiN could actually make it a 3-round buffer, right? 9 to 6, put yourself in a nice spot like that. Sure, FUT are quite scary on those bonuses, but nonetheless, nice work by paiN. See the other line, a lot of damage dealt towards Snow and VSM. Does make a difference in the end. Pressure is now starting to build up for FUT, and the hope is that it doesn't bubble over. It's getting close now. And go back to what I was saying at the halfway point, it still doesn't feel like a punish pick at the moment.
It is very, very true. Expectant one. Again, this is something we've been touching on quite a bit in the vetoes, is that you can definitely be ready for this.
Yeah.
And indeed play a bit looser. You know, they've just had a great first map. Let's play around those instincts. I think this can crumble real quick, though, on the T side. I don't think that they will have much in terms of contingency, plan B even, let alone plan C's.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think that this momentum needs to keep coming. They've got to find that first rifle round and just make FUT really, really work for it.
Agreed.
If they can get their claws in, it's going to be hard to get them out. And paiN know that. You can feel it. Playing quite methodical here, making sure not to make any early mistakes.
Yeah, I like the early way that paiN are approaching this because they're taking sort of incremental bits of map control bit by bit. And even here, right, a flash in, but Benny's Deagle goes for one. Will Snow expect a second? He does. He'll still lose his head. And Longs will scoop up that rifle. Scout gets a tag on towards VSM. This is getting a little scary here. Demon's Deagle delivers as VSM gets finished off. And now 2 versus 4 here. As much as the bits of incremental map control felt nice, they just lose their aim duels. It's a tough 2 versus 4 to try and recover from.
Yeah, it really is. But again, as said, paiN feel their days kind of numbered and, you know, problems can occur time and time again. What a round to do it in as well. You know, unlikely kind of buy, but the fact that it's saved from the previous round, they're going to have such an increase in cash. If they can convert this, it's definitely not over just yet. A bomb site feels kind of vulnerable. An overlooked angle, though, for save. Briar Jr. dealt with pretty dominant in the end. In fact, they deny the bomb plant even, so it's probably straight onto a low buy for that T side, or a slightly scrappier
just shy of
salvaged
3K
buy
across the board, so obviously no loss bonus. I mean, you could, I think paiN, they do like a force, right? They could be tempted. I think Hero AK feels like maybe the better idea for me. Hero AK half buy around it, full buy next, potentially. They've got a couple of rounds to play with. Do actually opt for that full buy, but it's not exactly the most comfortable. Triple AK, Deagle and a Tech 9. Benny will open up proceedings with that saved AK from him, and he gets a second through the smoke. Homing bullets there as they catch both to open up proceedings, and already this force buy has offered up nothing. It's VSM and Pariah Jr. to try and, again, salvage this round, and surely absolutely impossible. They're going for a late bail towards B, and this is all heard by Jugs as well.
Yeah, not a fan. They deserve this with a buy like that. It's very cheeky to try and get away with. They will indeed be punished. Maybe can create a bomb plant here, but even that, not feeling too likely. He's just about going to be able to get it down. They should drop him. They do indeed. I mean, it's flawless in the end. They don't lose a single player. But because of that bomb plant, we might see paiN be able to do something into this next round, actually. So they're a little bit lucky.
Yeah, they can get upgraded pistols.
That sense. Yeah,
can't
maybe
more
a little bit of utility.
Yeah, they can't buy AKs. They can't. I don't think you can Hero AK. It's only 1.9 loss bonus with a bomb plant. On top of it, all of them are basically broke. So if they're lucky, you know, sitting around like 3K mark, Deagle, potentially like Tech 9 half armor. We could get a Tech 9 buy here. I will say though, I don't blame paiN for going for that buy. You lose a force buy, the normal meta is to respond with a force buy. It is just what you go for. Obviously, in hindsight, it doesn't work out, but let's be real. Every team would do the same thing. It's just sort of those force buy wars. You know that if you can immediately claw it back, you kind of immediately put FUT on a bit of the back foot.
Yeah, I know. I think you maybe just have to read the situation though, because FUT it was like a low buy at that time. It's kind of hard to name it, and the fact that they win that, they recover some weaponry, their money's really good, and then they've just won that round flawlessly as well. And you look at the balloon of cash. I don't know that you can let them get that far, so I would have been a much bigger fan of like the Hero AK, try and force a bomb plan, and then buy into this one and just really stay on them. But they're going to win this, hopefully cleanly, you know, you would presume so. And then players are going to be up to like 7K pretty comfortably. So really going to be hard to crack FUT on a T side that feels a bit dodgy for you. But
yeah,
maybe not wanting this many moving parts when you're making those basic kind of economic calls.
And also as well, they don't know that they're on like such a low buy. They saw a couple of Deagles and a Scout, and by their mind, they're like, okay, they've actually forced 4 here. They didn't know that a lot of them were actually armorless in that sense. Either way, this is an easy one to put to bed. Another flawless one back-to-back for FUT. This is a very important round for paiN. It feels like kind of a necessity, to be perfectly honest. They've lost control of this game with these couple back-to-back-to-back, and we're now in a spot where you lose this, you've essentially got one more actual gun round before FUT take the map and push us towards the decider, which, to be fair, is what we expected.
Still close, still very, very close. I think the pistol in particular has given paiN enough breathing room to allow this one to come close. Well, we'll find out here. Last rifle round went straight in the bin. Slow move up here to just try and get bits of control that they couldn't get last time out. Bomb's still behind, you know, so just looking for this first kill.
The Krieg.
Surely doesn't win here. Never mind. Never mind.
4 HP.
This guy
Never
knows.
doubt.
This
Never
guy knows.
doubt.
Crazy stuff. Big fight from Cemetery.
That's a really audacious move from Snow. Unnecessary, I think, is the other word for it. Dives to the smoke and just dives to the AWP.
Yeah. No bomb as well to boot. Cemetery going to go down, though. He takes an overface himself into safe. So 3-on-3, really difficult to predict. paiN are all over the place at the moment.
Look at this long control. He got this for free.
Big battle here. Big battle here. Oh, and Long's going to win it. Ducks under the bullet. That bomb is still in transition. So paiN at a certain point, you would say, maybe do need to group up. Pryor Jr. with a big find, and he's got an idea of dropping down below.
Wow.
But Demon will be there in good time. So pretty important, I think, that Safe finds this kill, which he does. And, well, Pryor Jr.'s like, okie dokie, yeah,
Demon's
understood.
so confused.
See you in a bit. Maybe that's part of the plan.
He's doing shuttle runs between the A
I think
and B
Demon
side.
gives it away, though, as he smokes short.
Yeah.
You know, how is he to know that they're not both together, though? Really kind of silly round on paper here for paiN. And it is safe with an individual 3K that kind of bails them out of a lot of questionable moves and pushes and bomb going down and then back up.
Yeah.
Really, really indecisive kind of round from paiN that could have gone against them.
Yeah, so easily could have fallen flat. It's not to be. So, still kicking, tying this game back up. Still an opportunity for the upset here by paiN. Into a buy, of course, for FUT. They got so much money to fall back on for this round, the next, maybe even the one to follow as well. Nice work from Cemetery, knowing that's a possibility, and we get aggressive. I love that long control to shore up and make life difficult. And look at this move by paiN. He's in the backline here, and he's going to get the bomb.
This is so weird now, man.
He's got the bomb.
They're kind of aware. I mean,
PSM's
PSM's trying to bait him in. Molotov comes out. The AWP finds it. Really well done in the end. Meanwhile, now Pariah Jr.'s position just becomes really beneficial.
I have no clue. There's no way.
Oh, maybe wanted a bit more. Yeah, that's not nice. That's not nice to look at, but he's still able to get the kill. Cemetery.
Great flash.
Working his way in towards barrels. Kind of has to be expected, but the AWP, it's going to be scary to get through here. Meanwhile, Long's on the backside. He's knife out for quite a while, but it seems to work for him. How? How has Long's done that? I don't believe it. He was so loose with his knife out, really expecting him to advance in. And his brazen attempt at the flank will be highly successful. paiN going to be kicking themselves, though. Hard fought. Really well found to recover that bomb. Losing numerous in the beginning.
Yeah.
Can't convert it.
The missed AWP shot I can sort of understand, but the fact that the two rifles cannot find anything. VSM and Pariah have got to do better there. Snow had picked up that AWP, you know, it's not a primary, so I can sort of understand it, but yeah. VSM and Pariah, they've got to do better. I cannot believe that it all falls into place like that. So
I think as a whole, they just needed to move a lot faster.
yeah, they get stuck, and they spot that play of Cemetery in towards barrels, and they sort of freeze a little bit, and then the issue is that they're freezing, that smoke behind them in Monster starts to dissipate, and that gives Longs the opportunity. If they just, honestly, as a three-man unit, dive through, obviously we can only say this with the benefit of hindsight, they had no idea where Longs is. For all they knew, he was there with the AWP, right? So they were trying to take their time and move forward and whatnot, but in the end, it's a huge round for FUT. That's all that matters. They call a timeout to follow it, just to really make kind of paiN stew in it a little bit as well, and they've got an eco to follow, so not only the 10th found in a pretty miraculous fashion, but then on top of that, a low buy, and it doesn't start well for Pariah. He loses his head.
Big spam. But yeah, I feel like it's a good effort here. It's a good innings from paiN, but I just don't think they're going to be able to take it. You know, really big turnaround going to be needed, and
Yeah.
we've seen a number of rounds that look good and just need one or two more correct reads and moves, and they go completely the other way. It all slips away from them, and a lot of those in pretty recent memory as well on this T side. Yeah, it's going to sting. Should have had that previous. Wouldn't have broken the bank, to be fair, but it would have put them in a pretty good spot to build that confidence up. They've managed to gain long control. A dry move here from paiN, certainly risky. And he will go down.
Nice shot.
Yeah, pays the price for that.
Jugs in a great position. Even him taking that sort of front bar from his control is massively important because he catches them on the transition. They were looking to go back towards B. 3-4 here. Nice move. And shutting it down. Sure, it's a nice shot, but it's nothing more than a consolation kill. FUT so close now as paiN call for their second timeout. And essentially, it is now or never for them. They have to win this. FUT 2 rounds ahead, 2 rounds away from pushing us towards that decider. And we kind of said as well, the decider, it does feel like a little bit more of kind of like a FUT-sided map. So they had to reverse sweep this. That nuke was always a punish. This overpass is great, but we even, we critiqued the veto for paiN. There's other ways they could have letting it slip towards Dust2 feels very risky, and
yeah,
especially with where we're at now. Overpass obviously not a great map for them, but I mean Dust2 is their second worst, far of course their perma ban.
Yeah, they were the ones that banned Mirage in the second wave of banning,
which was super questionable.
Yeah, well, I don't know like what the logic might be. They could have some history. I'm not sure, to be fair, but yeah, beyond that, I don't really see. Yeah, I mean they've not met actually, so yeah, unsure. A little strange they don't just lean straight into that Mirage and play something safe, but they're obviously looking to still consider the 2-0. BSM tagged up heavy. Prior Junior taking a bit of damage as well. They'll gain the con control with the Molotov. Oh, paiN goes late, but will go down. A 1-for-1 trade, which I think they'll take, honestly, because VSM was so low anyway. It's good to kind of get rid of him and trade things out so that it doesn't come back to bite them a little bit later on. Jugs dropped by biguzera on a late approach into con. That's quite a nice touch from him to reposition like that. A lot of noise over here. Demon spams away. Nearly takes a dangerous amount himself. Still, an advantage. Puts paiN in a good spot. Safe looking to lurk around. Be a bit annoying. Maybe the bomb will join him. They're quite widespread here.
As long as biguzera doesn't go early, just wait for this long wrap to come through. Yeah. This could be massive. Like, Safe has a fantastic drop. However, Tempesture's moving away. I don't know if he spotted him, and Safe's going to catch him. Ace out open, and now biguzera can move up con. This round's done. The remaining 2 over towards FUT. Best you can do here is save. You don't really need to. You could even argue that you may as well give it a go. You've got kits, a couple of flashes, but it's probably even a temptation of being like, this round, a write-off. I'd like to keep hold of the AK. But that's now hit the deck already, so it's all down to Demon. He can't win this. He'd like to save, and now he knows that there's a wrap through Monster, so where do you save?
Really well done here from paiN, particularly biguzera, like you mentioned. I thought when I saw those like faking B nades come out, the biguzera might opt to... That's unlucky. biguzera might opt to move early, and be like, yeah, we've thrown a nade, they'll buy the fake. But he really makes sure not to mess that one up, particularly being the bomb carrier as well.
Yes, yeah. A lot of trust, a lot of kind of faith and safe. You know what I mean? He really kind of... that round is sort of one off this move here. It's still a little bit dicey. Despite the numbers advantage, it's still a little bit up in the air. And there was even maybe a temptation because of biguzera's position to finish towards B, as they had a couple of players lurking there. So, yeah, Safe's done really, really well. And it's just Cemetery making that noise. He runs across the site, and that's enough for Safe to advance forward. Early nades on towards Safe, though. He'll start the round out with 28 points of HP.
Big one from Jugs, and Safe low, as you mentioned. Nice little break coming in.
No way.
Not able to find any of the kills, but they'll keep the damage coming, right? And that feels pretty good. So a hero going to be required here for paiN to just bail them out of this, and maybe we do look to biguzera. Perhaps the big man on the Krieg, but perhaps not. To be honest, I don't know. He does all right for one, but not the multi-frag. But he's really enjoying the scopes. I don't know what the deal is, I kind of get it on Nuke because you've got a lot of long-range angles. There's still some here on Overpass, but
yeah,
obviously
Overpass
much less. But he's still also just charging in.
Nice swing.
Just like that.
That's a really nice swing.
And they are so worn down here, though.
Yeah, Solo, 28 points for safe. It's how he started off this round. And Snow, of course, got spammed and with the nade on top of him. 4 points of HP. Everybody is one tappable to an M4.
Small spot on the jump.
Technically, everybody's one tappable towards FUT.
Well, yeah, true. It's just slightly easier one tap, so I'm picking up what you're putting down. Yeah. Don't worry about it. Ready to go here. 20 seconds. Spamming away, trying to get Jugs to look at the flash, but it costs Snow his life. Symmetry going to be left low. The setup just looks so strong here. And they, of course,
saving.
Yeah, made a paper at the moment. So unfortunately, going to have to take that save.
It's the worst way to see the round on a T side.
And then it goes up to 12 as well.
Yeah.
Like, it's just awful.
I mean, thankfully, Snow and paiN can buy in around the saved AK AWP and SG, but yeah, it's the worst kind of way to lose a round when you're on the edge of losing this map. Got one more timeout to use, and I think by the music, they are going to go for that. paiN third and final for them. A conversation, but you know, Rix will get involved there, but there's a good opportunity for Coolio as well, just to try and shore things up. We've commented on this a lot, this hair effect as we're trademarking it, talking about, you know, this inability to close out maps. It's something that it feels like for a side of FUT's caliber shouldn't really be a problem for them. Got 2 map points to push us towards that decider of Dust2, which statistically they're heavily favored on. Very much come alive here in this second half. It has been at times a bit of that back and forth, but they've had the bulk of the momentum. Now they're right at that finish line. One more hurdle to cross.
Okay. Kind of a cool idea. Doesn't quite land, but I'd like to see that maybe tried a few more times. Either way, surviving the early round is pretty important here for paiN. Nearly the double spray down from paiN Jr.
Yeah, nice try.
I think they will take the 1-for-1 and some damage. Going to be pretty clear damage as well. So, pick up that bomb. And now what is the plan for paiN? What have they talked about in this timeout? Symmetry playing this angle pretty often. Is there a flash with his name on? Deep A smoke makes it kind of look like a faker alert. Same sort of thing from Big Sarah. That is a risky peek. VSM lucky to be alive. Takes a tag. krebeni, meanwhile, looking to get in behind. He might just do that. Able to take one pretty easily. They left the gap. It's that long player that was maybe advancing and just misses the timing on it. krebeni has a chance to reset and maybe take another. Going to be backed up by the AWP here as well. If they try and take him down, absolutely a massive fan of this one. The Molotov comes in. The attempt to the wallbang gives him away, and they will look to back off. They're not attempting the refrag. 4 versus 3 and a B lean.
This is a really, really hard round to recover for paiN. Jugs may be alone, but he's going to get the support along in good timing. Just sub 30 seconds. Like you mentioned, as they lean towards that B side. One player in towards Graffiti, and a nicely timed molly, and a double from Jugs should be enough. Symmetry will see it off, and FUT live to see another day as they stay alive in this series and push us towards that decider of Dust2. Unfortunately for paiN, despite the heroics in that first half, they fizzle out in the second.
Yeah, not quite good enough. It's a little difficult, but indeed, things
hang on
a bit quick.
There we go.
This looks good. Make sure it's the right ear. Which way is left? Get them in. Yep, they're in. Yep, they're in.
Yep, double check, double check.
Lovely. Noise cancellation.
Oh my god, I think the game is live.
And, I mean, that's pretty smooth, to be fair, from VSM. He's like, I'm ready. You know, he goes from being asleep to being ready in about 3 seconds.
Like a transformer ready for action. I love it. We are actually live. Thank you very much, may I say, for bearing with us through that. Quite a long.
Hey, and if you didn't mute the stream.
Yeah, shout out a homie, a real one time. That's, you know, credit to you, because I would have gone a long time ago. We are live. Map number 3 here at Dust2. Finally, this is a best of 1 brawl to see who is joining BetBoom in that Group A final, the upper final, that is. We're really excited to get this one underway. It may be a while ago, but we did build up this map. It's on paper a punish pick over towards paiN, but they've already picked up a win here in Atlanta on it.
No, this is true, and very close on that previous map as well. We are bursting forward, straight into it. Looking very, very good as the advantage for FUT feels quite strong, honestly. They've got a lot of control on the site itself, and indeed they are able to start overwhelming here. Big Uzera, the last one left. And he will get taken down. Just the one kill coming round for paiN. Absolutely brilliant from the FUT end.
Yeah, not the start.
It's gonna be tough, you know, bits of frustrations for sure after a really long tech like that. All these rounds are just gonna feel way heavier when they hit, so keep an eye on it.
It's such a big thing to get a strong start like that off the back of a tech pause, and yeah, it makes a really big difference. Will be a bit of a nothing buy here, bar Big Azera going in towards a scout, but a good time for me to mention, you know, you're in capable hands on the B stream, following myself and Scriv finishing this game. You of course got Darth Mike and an excellent later. He's giving me a little fun fact as well. Atlanta's the College Hall of Fame. So shout out
college football. You gotta say college football.
Yeah. Oh, college football. Yeah, true. Okay, true. College Football Hall of Fame.
Just pictures of colleges.
Yeah,
like,
just like this is a good college. Yeah, it's all right. College Football Hall of Fame. Which I
know nothing about.
Shout out X. I do. I've been playing college football on my PlayStation 5 recently.
Yeah.
It's great.
So wild that like it's popular enough to get a game.
Yeah.
So, and a Hall of Fame, to be fair.
I took UCLA to winning. I won the Heisman. That was great. Good times.
Did you like throw the ball at the guy?
Yeah, I was the QB to be fair.
I'll not bash it too much, but we've got Krabeni here, of course, holding the line. Got a bit of support as well. Cemetery also tags. They do have to be a bit careful, but they're really, you know, wanting to get into this. I think I called them Rottweilers yesterday. It's kind of the case, you know, these young guns, they just love playing Counter-Strike, and it turns out they're really good at it. So, you know, when they don't have the chance, when they are waiting around, I think they're really just chomping at the bit to get into the game. Not to say that paiN aren't, but they're ready to be a bit more tactical and think things over. I think FUT to start this one are like, let's just send it. Let's just get warm again, you know, before we start getting really, really into things and trying to be creative.
That's it. Big Azera, who bought in towards a scout in that previous round, in towards what is the first proper gun round for paiN. He's only got a Tech 9. Keep an eye on this. Smoke down. Timing. paiN going to try and get ahead of it just for a fight, but he can't find anything. And he'll fall away. Resetting. There's a smoke in towards mid. That's a T-side smoke as well. And VSM will start looking towards short. You've got two immediately on the A side. You've got two more out towards long. Like, this is, in terms of A defenses, are pretty strong.
There you go. Volley update as it does bounce off the player. Still, I think, goes to its intended position. VSM on a slow contact up. He's able to take one. Left pretty low. He feels should go down eventually. He's ahead of the nade. His teammate not so lucky. Krabeni with a nice find there. Demon looking good. And they really are just playing this one nice and open, nice and puggy, you know, happy to be taking the fight. They have lost control of B. Some low HP bars and lonks on this bleeding MP5 SD.
Yeah.
It does make things a little difficult.
Fortunately for paiN, they realized a little bit too late that they were going in towards a very stacked A site, but it's that luxury of giving the chance to reset and rotate. This is a really difficult retake. Smoke will come down, or make life awkward for Snow. There's a flash that'll catch paiN, but he will catch the skull of Longs. Oh no, it's crumbling. It's falling apart. paiN gets both. Snow in the intermission between the two of them, but that is a post plant, and that's what the B site is about. We always say statistically one of the hardest sites, if not the hardest site in Counter-Strike to retake, and that's exactly why. Brilliant, brilliant work. Snow and paiN do fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely wonderful.
You know another thing I noticed while we were in that tech issue? I was going to mention.
I can't hear you.
As I was going to mention, but then we went live. Right next to FUT is a giant, you know, it's like kind of the backdrop or whatever. It's Snow celebrating, so he's looking over them.
That is
wherever they look, they see
funny.
Snow. Keep an eye on it. It's next to Demon. On that left-hand side for us, right-hand side for them.
Right. Ooh, well-timed smoke. Or is it? They get ahead of it. VSM with a big line, but Demon, speaking of him, looks so damn good. I think just running out of ammo towards the end there, but he has made this round a doable scenario. 2 versus 2, bomb gonna go down. Monks and Jugs coming in on the rotate positions. Tip of the head spotted, but not quite taken. Nade is good, evens up all the HP, almost exactly, almost to the point. It is that second player that they're not quite going to be ready for, I think. Moving quick here, spotted out, flick lands. Pryor Jr. goes down, Jugs very low. Snow, it's semi-planted for him, but still not perfect, really. They don't have that kit. Smoke on top of the bomb. He takes one cleanly. Oh, and Jugs on low HP has bailed off of that bomb. Snow has played it to perfection in his head, forces him away, and will take the round for paiN.
Yeah, well played by Snow. Twice now in a row. It's paiN who are winning round down to late round post-bomb clutches. He also dies to the bomb there, trying to save over towards Pit. But definitely not what you wanted in that one. Jugs doesn't stay alive. Another one with the radius is just that much bigger. I honestly had thought that Demon had done enough here. Like, those 3 kills are so well done from him. But yeah, Snow, patience will pay off. Just like that, tied game, but money run out for FUT. So paiN should be taking a lead here. On this D side, a Zeus for Longs, a Deagle for Krebeni. That is as good as it gets. Speaking of this, Deagle is going searching. Had a couple of opportunities, can't capitalize upon them. And Pariah can get some ecos. Good for the stats. Oh, the Zeus went off early there.
I think so. Heard it recharging. Little bits of damage, but nothing too substantial. Krebeni, 26 HP to his name. Will be a third for paiN. FUT, despite really sharp beginnings to this one and some great moments from Demon, they are going to lose control, albeit briefly. We'll see if they can wrestle it back, of course, in that follow-up. Flawless one here for the T side. Lots and lots of money.
Really early timeout, but I can kind of respect it, I think, for FUT. They know they're in a bit of an interesting spot here. You lose this next kind of gun round for you, and paiN can start scaling on the T side quite quickly. And that's the real worry. Both of these sides statistically prefer their T side. And I think for FUT, and for Coolio in particular, their kind of the onus is really trying to shore up this CT side of things. If they can go into the half 6-all, you'd actually be really happy. Because on the flip side, we know that FUT do all their best work on T side, and that statistically is the case with this map for them. All they want, anything around like an even half would be huge for FUT, and as they come back in towards the buy, they want to try and do what they can. VSME scooped up that Zeus. I doubt it gets used, but it would be funny in a gun round if we do see it.
It's kind of like a trophy, you know, like a deer's head or whatever. Yeah. You've got the Zeus of the man you killed.
That's it. Open play for Cemetery. Worth mentioning as well, for the rebuy in for FUT, I probably wouldn't have minded somebody taking, like a bit of a step back in terms of like a firepower. They've really not got a lot of utility. We've got 2 smokes, a flash and an HE for the rest of this round, and also no kit. So a lot of onus being put on, this round particularly, but also like the firepower of the round. They want to win it by aim duels, which granted is how FUT like to play, but it's risky.
Cemetery opens. And Demon in an unexpected angle here. He's not really been around this area for a while. A little awkward for Pariah Jr. as he goes down to his own Molotov, but he was certainly dead to right. Cemetery looking to back his man here and going to do a great job of it. The 2 of them working in tandem, even though Demon has no kills. He has, I think, the prime responsibility for at least 2. It's not going to be the only one left. Nice little flash here. Might be able to eliminate one if he plays his cards right. Gets a quick shot, but he's a goner. That bomb is miles away from him. Cemetery will take him down. 4-piece in for the AWP. Really good response from FUT. They find themselves a flawless round. So, yeah, again, going to be work for paiN. It's a clash of styles here, similar styles even. A lot of butting heads. And I think that does mean that you will trade rounds at times, but still able to stay in the conversation for now.
Yeah, and I was really concerned, looking into that round with the lack of utility and the lack of kits and whatnot, but paiN get nowhere near a sight. Longs getting very loud, which we do love to see. Cemetery, keep an eye trained on that Who's stopping towards Suicide? He'll fall off the angle. Needs to keep a bit of coverage on towards top mid too. He can't allow them to scale up short for free, but now smoked off. ESM goes to cross. Second nade behind it.
What?
That was dead on. How has Cemetery not got that kill? Big Zero is very lucky.
Yeah, that's crazy. And this damn Krieg, it just gives me nightmares. You know, it was an awful meta. It was an awful time in Counter-Strike. It really was. You know.
How long ago was it now? 3 years? No.
No.
2?
The org meta was like 2018. So it must have been towards the end of like 2019. A lot of those weapon changing updates came quite late.
I guess
Maybe
you are
2021
right, yeah.
it gets like nerfed. Obviously we've got like COVID going on, so that really slowed things down.
I keep forgetting that, like, it's been that long.
Time was really sad. Nice hold here from Longs. Safe will be in a 1 versus 5. So FUT have woken up out of nowhere. There's going to be 2 rounds in a row where they don't lose anybody. Now that I've said that, of course, but you know, it's really, really cost effective.
Yeah.
Growing a lot of cash on this CT side, always important. And paiN have hit a brick wall, a solid 4-inch thick breeze block wall that they just can't get through.
Yeah, and we're still yet to see Safe or Big Azera get a kill. Question is, does Safe save? Looks like he might just thread the needle, so he should be okay. Fortunately, it's kind of one of those where that's about as good as it gets. They won't really have anything to work with kind of around that. Timeout taken by paiN. What are you doing around like this, to be honest? You can't bring anything to the table. You've got an AWP save. You've got a decision, do you want to buy around it? But yes, you've got a bit of loss bonus, but I don't think the buy is actually going to be great because you don't get a bomb plant. So it's basically an AWP alone, and then even upgraded pistols is, you can make an argument, like an investment for paiN. So it's difficult. Safe drops it to paiN. That must be spawn-based. You may with a long spawn, potentially, paiN? How Cemetery missed that, I have no idea. I think he gets really quite hard done by it, to be honest. But I need to shut that nonetheless. paiN, yeah, is the spawn-based peak towards long. He is going to face off against Cemetery on this, and he loses his life. Cemetery, he's pretty red hot right now. 7th of the map so far.
Yeah, massive impact finds as well, though. He's finding a lot of entries, and, you know, he sort of saved that round when it was a little dicey.
Yeah.
Towards long a few rounds ago, but he's finding a lot of entries, which is always a big deal on Dust2, pick-based Counter-Strike, and all that. Krabeni, deadly angle at the moment. It's still the AWP around here.
Great
big nade. Got no armor, of course. Molotov forces one out. Nade could have finished off both these players, but just doesn't quite reach through the doors. Big Azera now has a decision to make. You know, are we saving this AWP? I mean, his AWP is so unbelievably out of cash, poor, broke. So yeah, might be part of the conversation.
I don't know if they can, man. They got a minute to try and save it.
It is true. They're going to get 100 down eventually, you feel.
Yeah. They know that AWP's kept alive. God, this is an awful spot for paiN to be in. And it's the fact that it's on the T side as well. Statistically, the T side is where paiN do their best work. So not a good look. He is getting back over towards T spawn. At least for now, no one's there. FUT are actually showing them respect because they dropped that bomb, so they're just going to sort of hoard around it a little bit. But surely, you know, within the next sort of 5 seconds, I'd be sending, you know, somebody to go looking. Snow, he's going to go die for the cause. So maybe try and keep eyes trained away from T-spawn, and he'll be fine. 10 seconds, no one's made their move just yet. I don't think they're going to get to him in time unless Jugs books it now. He's actually going to smoke himself inside the tunnels. So the AWP kept alive is actually a silver lining that I really didn't think they'd get, to be frank. But even still, what do you do? Can we drop back over towards save? Big Azera is still quite low on money. They are going to be buying back into this, but it's still going to be a little bit funky. What does Big Azera actually bring to the table? Just a deagle for him.
IGL making that sacrifice, yet to frag himself, as is safe. So those are two key things to consider here. Again, one player having a bit of a struggle, maybe if it is IGL, fair enough. If it's Europa alongside him,
Yeah.
just compounds the problems, really.
And on Dust2.
Yeah, not a good look at all, but looking to abuse that fact. An aggressive move does go south to kick this one off.
We'll still play up close towards the smoke. For now, a very kind of quiet start to this round for paiN. You get the initial kind of contact. Briar loses a lot of HP, and then paiN will go quiet, and they're going to try and draw out FUT into a fight here. Of course, they've got a numbers advantage. The Brazilians want to try and do what they can to just overwhelm a position, and they've picked right heading towards A. Just one player towards ramp. The nade could be decent, and it does tag up VSM and Snow. And a nice timing on the smoke. A second nade behind it. Krebeni going to get up close. This could be good. There's one. He's holding down Mouse One desperately as he finds safe. He looks for more, but he'll lose his head. So, 3 on 3. Just shy of 40 seconds.
Big break comes in. It's pretty successful for Snow, though. He'll be happy to take that back. paiN Jr. left very low, but I don't think they're going to be able to capitalize just yet. Digits tapped in. And moved up towards short here for Jugs. Brief respite before they get into this. Symmetry's head spotted but not taken off. A big smoke though. Symmetry a little bit difficult for him. He's got to get up because he's got this kit, right? Really important. Down goes the short player. Symmetry going to be known about. Finds the first. He's got the info on the second. It's a little late though. It's paiN Jr. with a 4-piece on that AWP. He's not been top of the scoreboard. He's not been super explosive in this series, but a big round for paiN to just stay right behind and bring this closer again. But unable to streak ahead, unable to really make us believe in the Dust2 domination.
Yeah, and not only that, he's tagged to start the round in that fight with Demon. But he's low HP all the way throughout. 13 points he had. And he walks away with 3 more after his initial engagement with Demon. That is a huge round to take. Keep this T side afloat. Still though, you can see the issues about how expensive that round is. The knock-on effect towards paiN. VSM Galil for him. Mach 10 coming through for Snow. It was great to get it, but the fact that it isn't clean does make it a little harder. 3 towards long here for FUT. They're going to go reclaim the space. No one's out.
Yeah,
I'm not committed, but it does sort of feel like the way they're setting up, they want to actually crunch short.
Yeah. They'll fake out towards mid, send a player in there. But they've been enjoying short more often than not. I think the A player is going to be ready for this as they break open the mid smoke there. They don't spot anybody. So they have to be ready. Oh, the nade. It'd be perfect. He just waits until he sees a smoke. Still going to do pretty good damage. VSM leading the charge, though, with a clean one. It's in towards Goose, an unlikely angle at times, an overlooked angle at times. Slightly off for Longs, but he's only able to get one. Again, a lot of low HP bars here. Could swing either way, and it very quickly has. 2 versus 2. Might be a kit down on the site. Not looking too likely. Symmetry eats a nade, returns one. Utility coming down just to try and buy more space for paiN to work with. Safe on the AWP is not quick enough. The pre-fire is absolutely beautiful. And they're ready for paiN Jr. looking down. It's a little dicey here. They've got to find that bomb quick, but they do manage to do it. Still plenty of time, actually, to get that defuse in.
Yeah, and even with the opening kills, you know, we finally get kills on the board for Safe and Bigger's era, and it's still not enough. That's not a good sign. FUT are still in this driving seat. They're still feeling out the side, who have got a little bit more about them. And the fact that it is on the CT, we'll keep reiterating, is massively important. FUT, guaranteed now. Worst case scenario, tied game, which we said a long time ago, first couple of rounds we brought this point up, FUT would be happy with that. And now they've got the potential to actually make it even worse. Pressure starting to affect this paiN team. It's Big Azera, Hero AK. That is about it in this round. We're not expecting loads. And especially from Unfortunately, Big Zero is 1-8.
Yeah, it's true. Been tough in the fragging department for a couple of players, in fact, and it is making a difference. You know, FUT are a couple rounds ahead the whole time, then it comes close, and then they separate the distance again. And just 1 or 2 more kills in from particularly Safe, I think. It could make a big difference. Armor for paiN Jr., so he'll get the AK. Nice early Christmas present for him.
What can you do with it?
Well, indeed.
Who's towards B? Jug's playing up close, especially because of the lack of armor on the rest of the team. This could be an absolute bloodbath diving through. Put ultimate round to play. What have they got for us? Are they even going to clear this close corner because of the player at range? The first 2 for Jugs, a third behind it for him. He's looking to try and get them all. He pulls the pistol out as he runs out of ammo on that M4. A bomb spill forward, 45 seconds and no chance. Not even just the bomb spill forward, the AK as well. No chance.
Ridiculous spray down, even against the eco. I think that third player he spotted like his ear. He's still able to get the headshot. 7 rounds coming in, so FUT really starting to separate the distance now in a big way. There's been, you know, a small run of rounds in there for paiN, but unfortunately it has been one-way traffic for quite some time now. Little blip in there, but it was an isolated round, and FUT winning quite a lot at this point. They will look to take 5 in 6, which is, you know, pretty much a streak, not quite, but still looks very, very good. And they potentially might make it a 6 in 7. Uh-oh. My bad.
Brain rotted amongst us, so I've just lost it, but Snow will find the first. VSM needs to be careful of that molly, but won't spread upwards, thankfully. And speaking of a molly, Longs is just avoiding flames left, right, and center. He gets out with 1 of HP. Lucky man. And with his flash, he can fall back to safety for now. There's numbers that favor paiN. VSM is low. Snow's not that much better. When he making a move, he needs to be careful. There's players right below him, and his gun could get in the way if that tunnel move came through for VSM, but thankfully, not to be for now. This is a finish towards A. You got 3 making their way up long. They'll get that for free. Full contact as they go silent. And you've got this late couple of players, VSM and Snow, who are going to make their way up towards short momentarily.
I like the idea from krebeni. He's going to break open his own smoke and try and indeed find a peek. It was mostly just for information.
Gets caught by their flash at the perfect timing of that flash. They didn't even know.
But still, it felt like he didn't necessarily want to go too wide on that corner.
Yeah.
Ooh, looking good this time around. Only able to get 1, unfortunately. And, you know, we keep our eyes on Longs, who is so very low. It's going to need an individual to really do some damage here. But with 15 seconds left, do you need all that much?
Oh,
the
no.
bomb going to hit the deck. Stacked on top of each other as well. Lovely little setup here. Great idea to just draw them in. 9 seconds to get the bomb planted. It falls apart. It's all Demon. Goodness me, yeah. Longs wide-eyed. I mean, they're all very loud after that. And you would think, rightfully so, things looking good for FUT as we move into the second half. snow. There's snow. Oh my god. This is crazy. It doesn't stop. Oh.
Apart from night now for
yeah, nap time. Well, listen, it's not nap time now. It's quarterfinals time, of course, right around the corner for one of these two teams. And potentially, I'm correct in thinking this is the Group A side of things.
Yeah.
Potentially semi-finals, because you're missing out on vitality. You know, you don't look at that next game and think, well, we're probably going to lose that one. You got to face off against BetBoom. Giant killers could be crazy. VSM opens up with a big shot here for paiN. Most needed is this pistol.
Gazera gets caught by the flash. He desperately takes a couple of spams. He tries to stay out of it. He needs to get a reload off, to be honest. And he actually is somehow given the luxury of falling back to that box. And at the same time, you see VSM find a kill, his second of the round. paiN obviously had their woes and their struggles, but a good start towards their CT side can alleviate those pressures. They're going to go for a late dive here for 2B. It's big as air and snow to meet them. And Dooley's up close. Raid boss Dooley's as well.
Yeah, surely impenetrable here. It is indeed. The Julies don't even get going, unfortunately. But a very, very clean pistol and exactly what they needed if they are to keep things going here on Dust. Yeah, spirit's high. All good. I recognize that one, of course. Araujo and all that.
Yeah, that's it. My favorite CDM of Portugal.
Fair enough. There you go. I don't even know what it means. I think it's a
It's let's go, right? Like,
no, I don't think so.
you know?
I think there's a little bit to it. Vamos is going to be
yeah.
Vamos is a little. You don't hit the S in Portuguese, I don't think, as much.
Right.
Could be wrong. Not that well travelled, so.
Let's have a little look. Well, we've got a bit of a lesser round.
What is going on with these, scopes and the misses? Long's not going to miss, so that's good. 4 versus 3 now. Maybe if they can net another one, could be pretty beneficial for them. Molotov somehow not reaching Demon. Can he get anything done with this Deagle? No. No is the answer, unfortunately. So it will be that 6th round coming in for paiN.
Nice work. Bit of a throwaway, but this is actually now a nice little spot to be in. It essentially means like amazing, maybe with, you know.
It's a bit of a swear, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Effing amazing. That kind of vibe. But
family friendly. All that. Good job.
That's Pro League One's. It's a family show, yeah.
Indeed.
2-round game. Really kind of interesting game here. Because for paiN, in what is kind of generally considered a bonus, if they can overcome round number 15, FUT then start to be in the back foot, which is unexpected because FUT do their best work on C side. We've repeated this point throughout, and it continues to be the case. And how well they built up their CT side, it felt like all things have been put into place for them to naturally see this Dust2 over the line. This gun round's really important. But a util, quite pacily taken mid to short control, but it's not a committal with a bomb. You can see there's a late lurking towards tunnels here. There's also a bit of a late move by Long. So paiN are getting bits of information all over the map, which potentially could draw them out of position.
Yeah, a lot to work off of. It does feel. VSM, I like his spot. Could be big here. If he goes overlooked, even then, it's a tough one to beat, especially on the MP9.
It's hard to get more than one here as well.
But a weave it. Not going to get checked, though. That might make it a bit easier. And the jumping accuracies onto the AK. Cemetery, thankfully, is able to see him off before it's too devastating. He's got the bomb all the way over towards Long. Great flashes come in. Cemetery alone. And it is all in vain here, it feels. Might be able to get the plant, but yeah, not looking good enough. paiN CT side off to a very explosive start. The gap is now 1, so that entire first half and the cushion and everything has been nullified with no bomb plant. Probably going to be a half for the T side. They don't bring it close, you know, they don't keep numbers low. So it's not looking good at the start of the T side, which couldn't be surprised, honestly. I thought this would be the zone in which we see FUT that we know taking over the game.
That is a nice shot from Cemetery. It's just reactionary as he's panicked and flustered. 1 round game. Few upgraded pistols. It's about as good as it gets in towards round number 16. But you assume by all metrics it should be a simple one for paiN to tie this one up. You can never completely discount either of these sides on force buys, especially when they're on the T side. But yeah, FUT off to the start that they won. And I think heading in towards the next gun round, I really wouldn't mind a pause coming through from them. Get Coolio back on the mic. They've had quite a good success rate throughout this series of calling attack time out and getting around to follow it up. And well, they'd love to continue that. I feel like it would be a good time for it. Especially if this game gets tied up, it's a really interesting position. That's a miss smoke, isn't it? Definitely is a miss smoke.
Yeah.
From the T side, that is.
Yeah. Hit a roof or something, probably meant for cross, or maybe the corner.
It's corner smoke, but he missed it. He went too low.
Yeah. Safe opens up with 2 just by himself over there, by the way. VSM.
Wow.
Nope. Okay.
One of the fights of all time. Absolutely.
He's done enough damage. And yeah, very quickly evened up now. As he spoke about, timeout needed, timeout comes in. So
yeah.
FUT at the very least recognizing and yeah, playing a strong game here.
It's definitely the right call to get a timeout here. Yeah. I really feel like they've got to get Coolio involved. There's not loads that kind of Ricks on the flip side needs to say here, and as we can see, he's not even talking. Yeah. I think at the moment, vibes are pretty high over towards paiN. They're sort of chilling. I don't think there's really that much pressure to overcomplicate the situation. So far, the CT side has looked excellent. They're not struggling in terms of map control. They're not struggling in terms of their fights. They're not feeling the pressure that I think a lot of teams usually feel against FUT's T side. So probably their metric is, you know, a little vibe check. You all good? Nice. Yeah. Sweet. Let's carry on. And the good news as well, you know, it's something that we brought up a lot throughout that first half. Big Zero and Safe never got going. They were really struggling, but both of them are finding bits of moments of brilliance now in towards this CT side and coming alive, which is exactly what we want. So back in towards this gun round. FUT, I think, especially for like their own mental state, like this is like a must-win round.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to throw it out there early, though. I feel like FUT's conversion rate after timeouts is pretty good, yeah, especially when the pressure is on. So if this one goes well, might, you know, start tracking that stat, to be honest. Either way, slow build-up, little flashes, little mollies from either side. It's going to be a big flash in a second, though, for paiN to get the timing on this. There's actually nobody here kind of at all. They are making their way over, but a lot slower than perhaps is expected. So, bit of information, smoke goes deep. I feel like paiN have expended a lot, and now they have decisions to make. You know, do we stick around? Do we keep a player here? The answer is going to be yes. It's a big nade. Player on the corner. VSM takes one. That's all he needs. paiN realized the position that they have been graced with, able to even things up, and now looking to take the lead. A great way, a great start in order to do that.
The fact of it unscathed, really. Oh, that tiny bit of damage on towards VSM. 3 behind this short smoke. Benny, he's looking to set up that trickle down smoke, but he can't see the window just yet. So he's waiting for that smoke to fade. Now he can. 25 seconds. They don't have a lot of time. On the corner, Safe, and this AWP. Avoids the initial flash. His biggest error to find another. Down goes Cemetery. There is a little bit of a gap on that smoke, but they can't punish Safe. He looks to cross towards ramp, but he'll lose his head. Demon delivers one. Jugs, one of his own as well. They might just find space towards A as they're looking to move. Pariah looking to deny, and he can't. Somehow, from a 5 versus 3, it's FUT who come out on top and flawlessly. I can't believe they've converted that. That's huge.
Yeah, I mean, they're always capable, this team, you know. A lot of belief in themselves. A lot of trust in the process, and they had a round built up. You know, you see them check in their notes and whatnot, as has become more of the meta for a while now. And it does pay off, you know. I don't necessarily think that that's going to have, like, counter-striking stuff on. I think it's a bit of a playbook. I think they take the time out. Coolio says, yo, we're running, you know, 2-6 or whatever. Check on your sheets. We're going to do that here. Let's talk through it, let's build it up, and it works out. Yes, the start doesn't quite go as planned, but the general idea to close out the round does come together nicely.
Safe can hear these steps moving up towards Xbox. Nothing you can do to deny this. Cross smoke, flash through. response to a smoke towards door to deny them that control and safe. Slightly asleep there, misses his chance. Early molly on the corner. He'd already dropped down in towards CT, no real worry, but that's a nice nade as paiN looked to respond after, again, it was a 3 versus 5 converted from FUT. Huge round to scalp away. They'd love to get the instant clap back, and paiN will open up proceedings as Jugs goes down.
Big kill. But they had a big kill at the start of last round as well.
Yeah, 2 of them.
Couldn't do anything with it. But with a drop back, 35 seconds on that clock. Replenishment of the B smoke is pretty savvy actually from paiN. But they are looking to hit in towards B, and these are dangerous times. Shaping up like this, they've got one good flash. It's halfway decent, but not good enough at the moment. Gonna need a lot of heads to roll here. Demon comes in with the pre-fire. He's been having an absolutely electric map. 17 kills already. Gonna need a few more if we are indeed to convert this one. But if it's another deficit that goes the way of FUT, surely paiN have to crumble. Traders there. Demon left to do it all. He's so incredibly low. Brings it down to 1. The HP and the ammo betray him. And paiN are bailed out.
Yeah, he runs out of bullets, doesn't he? He just hopes that he can kind of spray on that window position. They both sort of line up a little bit, but not to be. It's a really, really nice effort from him. But in the end, all that paiN care about is finding that round on the board. Demon does so well. He's such an incredible player to really make life so uncomfortable. And I mean, paiN, huge sigh of relief. Or huge shout of relief, I think more aptly for this side.
It's a good way of getting it out, to be fair, you know, just all the tension,
yeah, exactly,
out into the world.
Tied again, 9 apiece. This time, Rick's very vocal in the tag time. We kind of said a little bit earlier where he wasn't required when they're 8-4 up and they're kind of chilling. Nothing needs to change. Now things do. They need to get a level of consistency. But this is a really big round here. At 9-all, we like to consider this a swing round. Both sides don't have exactly fantastic long-term econ. Got 1.4 for paiN being like the best over towards FUT. On the flip side for paiN, 1.35 for safe. You win this, it's normally a bit of a 2-for-1 special. So whoever gets 10, the 11th should come kind of naturally. The only change to that is if there's a big save, like 3 players, for example, or a bomb plant for FUT.
Smoke's down. Early presence, certainly tense, you know, get your usual nades out, but no overfacing from the CT side. Lovely little nade, however. All to play for. And damage done to FUT to kick it off, so small advantages. A little bit of a lurk smoke. They're going for another B play, this time the mid to be much heavier, much more obvious, but indeed going to make it work. Backing up 2 smokes, by the way, towards CT. Kind of a nice touch.
Everyone's blind.
What is going on? Everybody is so damn blind, and Snow comes away with 3. Oh my goodness. No. Absolutely incredible. I don't believe it.
Who threw that second flash? I couldn't actually tell if that was from FUT, but I think it might have been. Oh man, that is
he got
insane.
A couple of flash assists. Like someone assisting him.
No, it is. Look, there's one there.
No, I mean that was it. I think that might be our second one that you were looking for.
It's Demon's flash.
Yeah. First one good. The second one
not good.
It was half and half. I think some players blind. It didn't necessarily blind up Snow as much.
I think he kills the non-blind players first as well. It's just by virtue of a bit of fortune and a bit of individual brilliance that he gets all of them lined up. But that is a huge round. 4 kills to his name.
A big fan as well, because I was about to really praise it. It was a really nice touch from FUT that they got that usual CT smoke out, you know, mid to B CT smoke, and then they kind of threw on just in front of it, so that I think if they tried to break it, which is quite common at the moment, early on in the round, you've not baited out loads of utility, there'd still be a smoke in the way. Yeah. So they wouldn't be able to like shoot you in the back, and I thought that was such a beautiful touch, but it doesn't matter, they lost the round. Yeah. And
this is what we said, that 2-for-1 special. It's a hero AK for paiN. few upgraded pistols around it, and they look like they want to go towards B again. It doesn't work the first time. Try again, I guess. But for FUT, this is going to be kind of risky. At the very least, though, it's only paiN here.
It's small tweaks, small variations. Third time the charm. Molotov comes flying in, and he's not able to get... Oh, wait a minute. He does actually find a kill. What's happened to that Molotov? That is like so deep. I think it has exploded a little bit out of the map and then spread in. Another one that might be worth catching. It's still going to be man advantage here because biguzera managed to find two on the mid players that were trying to rotate around, of course. The bomb was spilled early. They have to slowly get it in position. There's going to be this flank coming in from VSM. They're watching for him, not fully dedicated to it. However, he will miss the opportunity. Another door smoke coming in. It's all going to be about window here. Dangerous fight, but successful for safe. And my goodness, biguzera creeps through to get it done. paiN with some really big clutch ups. Not quite as explosive as the previous round, but still pretty damn good. Especially because VSM goes down super early. And FUT struggling. Tweak on B, coming close, not quite able to get it. Some nervous ticks coming in from any bite in his lip to try and figure this one out. Hopefully we can catch that molly as well, because paiN got a kill that he just really shouldn't have found.
Yeah, it goes so deep. It somehow doesn't spread on towards him.
Yeah, it has to, that area, it has to have exploded out of the map, you know, or like
I don't
in the
think
little
it can.
window.
I think it's
what?
too far to the right.
Yeah, potentially.
I think it's on the box.
Like the box is taking most of the flames. Yeah.
I don't think it actually can, unless it's like a bug. I don't think it can actually go out of the map. But it had a sizable gap, and he smokes it for good measure, and he does get one. 11-9, 2 ahead, 2 away now. paiN, they're going for something quite bold here as well. They're going to look to push in, but Jugs is there. The first found. He holds down Mouse one in case a second. Was tempted but safe. Has other ideas. He'll fall away, drop a smoke. A nice way to open things up. FUT, they just pause to start off this round. paiN tries something a little gimmicky. Doesn't pay off. They reset.
Nice pickup. Zera able to back off. Oh, and safe above the dissipating smoke. Finds a head. They could be doing it, but have really been scrapping to try and stay in this, and the rounds have just not been going their way. They've played from behind a lot now, so not going to be too foreign to the idea. Still have the danger man of Demon. Still have this AWP as well on the contact, waiting for a mistake, waiting for an overswing. biguzera necessarily going for it. The Molotov will force him out, and Symmetry takes him down into the 3 versus 3. There's no one around to stop that bomb going down here either.
Yeah, they know about one towards long. They'll expect one through CT. Where's that third player? Safe is flashing over for them to come through. And VSM's got to make a move, really. It looks like he's going to be joined with a bit of a late rotate coming through, but that's a nice swing. Demon, he'll fall. VSM now waits for Safe to come and join him as they're going to round this corner. It's a double short stack for FUT. And now with the U-Tool, they understand that they can take a bit of an aggressive stance here. They've got a bit of space to work with, and Cemetery will deliver from Gandalf. Jugs, one of his own, but a jumping shot from Snow is given a chance for Safe. The bomb is planted in a somewhat safe spot for him. He's got to get around the corner. Is he going to win the race? No! Oh my god, it is so unbelievably close, but it's not enough for Safe. He just rounds that corner, and they'll get double digits, 11-10. That is the finest of margins.
Yeah, I think we all need a moment after that, for sure. Not sure if there will be one in this, or if it is just going to be straight into it. It's so close every time. FUT really like playing entertaining Counter-Strike.
Wow.
And maybe as FaZe fall down the rankings, we might look towards this FUT side as the most entertaining team. To be honest, I'm definitely here for that, but got to start winning some clean rounds, fellas. Got to start here as well, as it is just the Hero Warp alongside a few upgraded pistols, but nothing too scary to deal with.
Didn't work last time for paiN. Doesn't work this time. Jugs gets his opener once again. Hero Warp is a really bold move. Safe's going looking. Bigazera looks like he'll try and draw a bit of the contact. Okay, there you go. Nice opener to come through. Bigazera gets caught by kreiBeni, who stays around spawn. They can't recover that gun. Where do you go from here? PT50 and a 5-7 around it. Numbers favor FUT. There should be no issues here.
Yeah, you'd think so. That bomb as well. Ooh, maybe thinking about short. I was going to say going to head towards long and should have an easy time of it. But they'll move it up short. So maybe a world in which some rotations come in. But nothing too substantial at the moment. Actually going towards B, which is kind of interesting. Uh-oh. Maybe. Slightly. This game does have the air around it of these crazy kind of rounds. You'd say surely not with just a couple pistols. And indeed, they will be bested. So the AWP to save now. As it goes to 11-11. All to play for. FUT just about pipping NRG to the post on one of those maps. They really do like making it difficult for themselves, but looking to do it again.
Looks like it'll be okay to save. Oh, I speak too soon. I thought he was going to continue wrapping round into towards long, but he doesn't. He stops. He doubles back, if anything, and that keeps him exposed. It's fine. He had like 2.3k, so he can buy back into this. paiN used their third and final timeout. His best friend would have been just going over towards pit and just hoping for the best. 11-11, the full 24 required in this one. We'll back out for safe. Had a bit of money. It's fine. There's a double Galil in play. Belongs and Jugs. Both Coolio and Rix are very vocal in the attack timeout, as you'd expect. What have they got for us? Can either of these sides go back-to-back to close it in regulation, or is overtime required? And I sort of have a feeling that OT might be required here.
It is entirely possible. And I mean, it would, you know, be the cherry on top of this one. Long tech pauses and whatnot. Yeah. Still 2 more BO3s to go, of course.
Marathon of a day, yeah.
But yeah, absolutely looking to play the Counter-Strike to its fullest, I'm sure. We're about it. Nothing happening in the early. They try and go for a long peak, but not quite going on just yet. Very quiet round. Minute and 30 left on that clock. Smoke down. Where are we leaning? I mean, the bomb is still pretty much in T-spawn, as is the majority of the team for a second there. So yeah, FUT really opening up their options.
Trade of mollies. Short control taken. So gonna play up close. Under a minute though. FUT have been leaving these T-side rounds quite late. So far they've not been punished for it. Gonna go back to B. There's essentially though 3 players in this direction. You got one in mid who can quickly rotate, and could even be the sort of insurance policy on those late lurking mid players. Got 2 CT and it was safe. Who will find the first? 30 seconds. They might actually have to cancel on this unless this mid flank can do something, but it can't. Longs from kreiBeni falls. Safe will miss his shot, but they've got to find the bricks player and they can't. Pariah, 1 for him, and Safe sees it off. He opens the round and closes it. And you can see what it means to paiN and to Snow individually as they find map and series point.
So hard for a dominant round is really not what they wanted. Problematic for FUT, and maybe they have met a bit of their match in the chaotic realms of aggressive Counter-Strike.
Look at the buy. Oh no. No.
Not like this,
not
man.
Like this. Not like
Not
this.
like this, please.
I think it's Demon. All right, he wasn't moving.
Oh, that's rough. That is rough. I mean, us aside, Counter-Strike first. You've got a feel for FUT, man.
Yeah.
Been all series long. They've had issue after issue.
Oh no, it's like VSN maybe.
Something's going a bit shaky. I think it might genuinely be this update. We had like server changes and stuff.
Yeah, there's an update done like an hour ago, an hour and a half or something like that.
Yeah.
Market update looks quite good actually. Making the market a little bit easier.
They're obviously trying to, stop everyone using skin websites. Not to name any, because there are many.
Well, they need to stop charging what, like 18% tax on selling or something like that. It's crazy how high it is.
Yeah, but I mean, the market never should have gone like that. You know what I mean? I think they
what was that AK sold for? It was like 1.2 million USD or something. That's crazy.
Tough. It's also, I seem to think back in the day that there was a cap on the Steam market of like £300. And that's what like birthed these,
the marketplaces,
extracurricular sites and stuff, because people felt they couldn't get the value of what they had on Steam itself.
There you go.
Something like that. I wasn't really into it a long time ago.
We're back live and we're looking towards B. What potentially could be the final round of play here. Heck9 and Deagle. 4th FUT. There's 2 players towards B. Nice timing on the molly. Might be a little late as one will get out in front. And a couple of players are stuck around the doors. Pariah sort of needs to go huge to buy time. And it all falls apart so quickly. They try and dive their way through. It's such a brazen move to go for a B here in a moment like this. And it falls flat. It's flawless by paiN to close it. And 13-11, they see it off in regulation. And they take a pretty big upset win over